Welcome back to Unnecessary Roughness live in New York. If you're watching this, obviously you are. You're on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. This entire episode has Brandon Walker's mug right here.
Right there.
Right there. He's in Mississippi.
Back. Well, he's not back, but he's in Mississippi.
He's back for the whole episode, though.
Thank God.
Yes.
And that's what we did some without him, which were great. But we're better as a four.
We're better as a foursome. We know that. Katie. Katie.
I was thinking
contain yourself, Katie.
I was thinking about golf. Do you remember the last YouTube intro?
No, it's been a while.
Oh, no.
Katie, when she thought it was
Katie
was like, we only have
Katie
2.5, man. She thought that was so funny.
That was very mean.
I was
like
no,
a year ago.
That was a year ago.
I was delirious.
That was season 2. That was season 2.
We're in season
now we're in
3.
season 3.
So if you're watching this, thank you so much. Again, Brandon's face will be right here the entire time. We have an awesome episode. We go through the news and notes. Brandon, I think, tells us to shut the fuck up a million times. And then we go through the entire season for our ideal unnecessary roughness college football road trip. I promise you're going to love it. And I keep saying this. If you're watching this right now, make sure you share it with your friends because it is so much better when you can watch these reactions, especially when Brandon is in the mix. So like, comment, subscribe.
Please
subscribe. We've got something special for you guys when we hit 10,000.
We're at around 6,500 subscribers
something
right
very,
now.
very special.
We continue to grow, and it's going to grow a lot during the season. We launched this thing during the off season, but now we're in the season 3. We're going to do great things. Can't wait for the season. We really look forward to the whole season this episode. And subscribe. You can even turn on the notification bell, so that's whenever we release, you can get that notification right away. And if you are a new listener, you can go back to our last video, which is a best of, to get a idea what we're about. It was just around an hour of Kayce, Brandon, some moments with Katie and I as well, just being ourselves, talking about whatever.
You'll get it. You'll get a good idea of what we do. Also, I will warn everyone who is watching this and listening to it, and watching it mostly. I almost die during this episode, actually die. So enjoy that visual. Enjoy the episode. Make sure you come back next week.
Yeah, and if you like the video, like the video.
Oh, yeah, like the video. Thumbs it up. And if you don't like it, thumbs it down, but you're an asshole.
Yeah. Comment too.
Phil Steele has this page. Of verified Twitter followers that follow him, and none of us are on it.
My request for verification got denied today. I was pissed.
He's got Melissa Joan Hart on here and Soul Dad O'Brien. Soul Dad O'Brien follows everybody.
Wait.
She also hates us.
Wait. It has Soledad O'Brien?
Yes.
Wait, what is this list?
I mean, this is the thing about Phil Steele.
Phil Steele has a sheet in here of every verified Twitter follower.
He probably hasn't updated that list since 2007, like most of his fucking magazine.
Damn, Jack. Are we ready to go?
Who's Dave Softy Mailer? I don't know who that is. Jerry DiNardo? He's dead. Isn't he dead?
He may be dead because
Jerry DiNardo's dead.
Because Phil Steele doesn't update any of his stuff. This isn't anything new. I told you. Just like most of his magazine. It's all old stuff. We saw it last year.
Okay, he's still alive. Good for Jerry DiNardo.
Oh, by the way, Brandon, me and Kayce shared like a great podcast building experience on Sunday night. Coming back from Marina's wedding, it was Kayce, I, Vibs, Tommy, and Trent. Kayce was in the middle. Vibs was on the left, and I was on the right. Kayce fell asleep a few times.
I fell asleep on Jack's shoulder for like an hour.
What time did people leave that wedding?
We left at like 11:30, but we didn't get back. We went to like 4 McDonald's before we. Actually, only one before we got to the one we got.
But we
wanted to go
so
to.
So much fucking food.
We ordered 40 McDonald's. 40 McNuggets, 4 McDoubles, 4 small fries, a Big Mac, 3 waters, a Diet Coke, a Coke.
It was like my credit card statement was like $55. You know how
Montel Williams on here. Montel Williams, the talk show host.
Listening.
The fuck up,
dude.
You're probably listening.
All you talk about is Mississippi.
The first time we're all 4 back to each other, and Brandon's already telling Jack to shut the fuck up before the intro music has even rolled.
Yes. Congratulations,
Brandon.
Somebody read my shirt.
If you're watching the YouTube, you'll see he's showing us he's a national champion.
National champion Mississippi State University. Okay, so
Baseball, not football.
The last national championship.
Brandon.
The last national championship that was awarded were the most recent national champion.
That's true. Brandon, Jack showed me this the other day. Some dude in our Facebook group was furious that we talked about college baseball on a college football podcast.
Well, some dude in our Facebook chat can suck my fucking dick.
Well,
okay.
Well, that is the sentiment most of the people in the Facebook group had, which was, dude, shut up. It's
June, July.
It's June and July. And Mississippi State, like an SEC school.
Well, it's also his school. We wouldn't have talked about it had it not been one of our schools. I loved the guy that was like, would you like to break down the weekend slate then, sir? Anyway,
and I had to go out there because, I mean, we sent somebody out there trying to grow the game, and we had to have some star power out there. We had to have somebody out there with
It was great content for the podcast.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
We enjoyed it.
All right. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
How you been doing, Kayce?
I've been doing all right. I would like a PSA right now. My voice may give out at any point. I've got I have a cough. There's a cough going around the office right now. Dan, Big Cat, is claiming that it's everybody who's been at the Jersey Shore at some point in the last few weeks, which it is checking out. But I might die in the middle of this podcast. So.
Okay, cool. Katie, how are you?
A little concerned. Now I'm sitting next to Kayce, but otherwise
I don't have any other symptoms.
No, I sat next to it. She slept on my shoulder, and I don't have the cough.
Jack, we've been talking for 3 minutes. You've mentioned that story twice.
Yeah, but that's a good, like, Katie shouldn't be concerned.
No, I'm not actually. I probably need time to focus.
Listen, here was the thing. I had two options. It was either to sleep on my producer's shoulder or on Vibs' shoulder, who is like dating one of my close friends. I felt like my producer was the better support system there.
Well, also, yeah, but then like midway through, this was just your sleep body. It turned into like you like crawled
chair.
up, yeah, like folding chair like this.
Yeah, it was after Marina's wedding. I had some alcohol.
It happens.
Who among us?
My God. Okay, let's do it. Hi, welcome to Unnecessary Roughness Barstool's college football podcast, brought to you by the delicious and the beautiful and the wonderful High Noon Hard Seltzer. They've got all the best flavors. They got the peach and the lime and the grapefruit and the black cherry. It is all delicious. It's real juice, real vodka for real people like you and me. High Noon, they go everywhere we go. And today I am still in Mississippi. I am in my mother-in-law's basement, but the other three idiots are back in Manhattan. Hi, idiots.
We've been in Manhattan.
What? First, why are we idiots? Why are you taking so many unnecessary shots at us? I know, it's the name of the podcast. But you did it in one of your gas station reviews. You said, if I'm a dumb person, if I have to do content with Kayce Smith every day. Well, what did I do to deserve that?
I love when people get all upset about those. I'm just trying to fill out 57 seconds of gas station content. I'm like,
hey,
people
listen,
think,
normally you make fun of my boobs, so I'll take it, I guess.
No, I've only done 2 gas station reviews. I made fun of your boobs once and just your name the other time. So
fair. Okay, at least I'm getting shouted out, I guess.
Yeah, Katie didn't even make the gas station review. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Brandon.
How are things?
Fine. Normal. Holding down the fort here while you're gallivanting off Mississippi.
My grandmother died, so thank you for the condolences. Yeah.
Yikes.
Huge. What? Jack?
You've said hi to them 2 times.
Yeah.
You haven't said hi to me.
Oh, what's up, dude? What's going on?
I tried to tell him to be nice today, and it's just not working.
Hey, Jack, how are you?
Great.
When will we be seeing?
Oh.
When will we be seeing you in 3D again, Brandon?
UConn just picked up another 3-star recruit, Victor Rosa, number 2 recruit out of the state of Connecticut, class of 22.
Where did you just see that?
That was 30 minutes ago, but I just remembered.
It looked like you had like some sort of ticker in here. Brandon, when are we seeing you in 3D again?
How hard is it to be the number 2 recruit in the state of Connecticut?
Chill. Aaron Hernandez is from Connecticut.
And
great brag.
Wow.
He was. Anyway, my second is when am I going to be back? I'll be back Monday in the office. So I'll be driving back Friday and Saturday, and I'll be back Monday, and we'll be back on schedule. Which brings me to my next point. Katie, we're 2 minutes into the fucking show.
No, it's okay. Keep going.
Wait, does that mean he's still recording?
Yes.
Okay.
Did I leave?
No, you're still.
Oh, no.
You're still there.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be back next week. We'll be all back in the office together and everything. So my next announcement is I have decided I've already mentally turned the corner towards football season. And guys, executive decision, starting August 1st, let's go 2 times a week.
Love it.
Okay.
I love that. I completely agree. Once the 4th of July holiday is over, even though we still have, I think it's 58 days until kickoff. I looked it up yesterday. You're truly on like the downhill slide in a good way into college football season.
When do you want to release?
I don't know. We'll figure
Yeah,
that
we'll
out
figure
later.
that
out.
It'll probably be Sunday, Thursday, like it always is. Or, record Sunday, Wednesday, something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But 2 times a week,
August 1st.
starting August 1st.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Because I'm in that mode right now where everything I do, every spare moment I have, I'm looking at either a Phil Steele or an Athlon, or I'm watching highlights on YouTube. I'm fully in college football mode now.
I am too. I'm going to be honest. I'm already wanting to get in fights with people on Twitter about stupid takes they have.
Brandon was in every fight last night. It was awesome.
Yeah, you were mixing it up on
In
Twitter
the
last
mentions.
night.
Oh, I was throwing.
That was
haymakers.
awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, we list these 5 games, right? Well, you did a graphic. Katie texted me the other day. And by
Katie
the way,
did it. That was Katie. That was awesome.
Yeah, Katie literally texted me while I was at the funeral. Anyway,
And then I
not a
immediately
big deal.
apologized afterwards. I remember what day it was.
She
Hush.
did. But she said, give me your 5 most anticipated games this year. So I sent them to her, and I thought our 5, they were all very similar. I think Jack had one that I wish I'd have thought of. He had Cincinnati, Notre Dame, which I think is fantastic. Katie went kind of a different direction where she actually chose games that are probably more important, like Oregon, Washington. I mean, in the context of that conference, it's very important. I went with me and Kayce both went with like 3 or 4 non-conference games, and then Alabama and A&M. And people were, it's one of my takes. We're going to get there in a minute. But people were poo-pooing Kayce for having Alabama and Miami number 1. I had it number 4, and I thought that's fucking ridiculous. I mean, everybody is so beaten down by how good Alabama has been. They kind of just intellectually lie to themselves. Week 1, Alabama, Miami, everybody's going to be watching that fucking game.
It's going to be so much fun. And I mean, yes, when you look at the other games, like you could say maybe they'll be more competitive as what we've seen the last few years. To me, opening weekend, Alabama, Miami, we don't know what Miami's going to look like. We've said it, they right there at the corner. We don't know what Alabama's going to look like. Crazy me that I think that's going to be a really fucking fun game to watch. Crazy me.
Here's my take. Miami's going to cover in that game. Miami might win that game. Miami is not going to be a bad football team, and everybody is just beaten down by how Alabama reloads every year. This is a different level of reloading that Alabama has to do, and they're not going to win that game by 30 points like they always do.
And also the fact that it's Miami. I mean, I understand they've not been that good as of late, but it's still the University of Miami. Like I love the fact that Alabama and Miami are playing opening weekend. It's massive programs, non-conference game. Why would I not be excited about that?
They were good. They were good last year. Miami was.
Yeah.
And the year before, I said Miami was going to be good last year, and because the year before I kept bringing up that stat that even though the year they won 6 and 7 and lost to Louisiana Tech in that random bowl game, every single game was within 7 points that they lost. So, I mean, also
Bring back the visors.
Talking about it's not good if you get paralyzed. Talking about the unknowns we don't know. There was a list that was released this week from Pro Football Focus of the top quarterbacks that we're going to get into, and their unknowns they seem known. And one of the unknowns for me is how will De'Aaron King play? He tore his ACL December 28th?
Yeah, in the bowl game. How healthy will he be? If he's not healthy, Alabama will win that by a lot. But I'm banking on him being.
And then
healthy.
Bryce Young as well.
Yes, we're banking way too much on unknowns. We're going to get to all that. Kayce, the one problem you had it number 1, and Clemson, Georgia's got to be number 1.
Yeah, no, I looked back, and so I was sitting next to Katie when she was making my graphic, and I actually was going to put Clemson, Georgia, but then I didn't want us to all have the same number 1 across the board. And so I was like, well, I'll just mix it up a little bit so that it doesn't look like we're all having the exact same answers. But the fact that yes, Georgia Clemson is a probably more competitive game. But the fact that they're on the same weekend, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're back to back.
Yeah.
They're one's at 2:30 and one's at 6 o'clock.
So what hell of a week 1 we have.
Oh, yeah.
Hell of a week 1. But all these people who are like, oh, I'll have what Kayce's smoking, like, all right, dude, I'll give you some good shit, I guess, but let's all relax here. And then when someone called you the name you don't like to be called, I was furious. You see that?
Yeah, I blocked that little cunt. Okay, so how many trivia wins do I have to have? How many podcasts do I have to have where people will decide I'm not a moron? I don't understand what it is. That fucking guy's got 70 followers, calls me a moron from Mississippi. I'm 75% more intelligent than that piece of shit.
He's probably a moron.
Yeah, and also like get better chirps, people. Like if you like, he was like he's called a moron from Mississippi for a reason. Like that was like 2 seasons ago. Find something else.
By the way,
right,
this is season 3 for us. We just entered season 3.
Brandon, this is officially season 3.
Oh wow, season 3. Okay, good. Oh well, let's be careful with that.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Make sure.
It's still it. But still, that actually looks more like
This is what they do. The Germans do, right? Have
Maybe.
you seen Inglorious Bastards? That's how they know that they're not German
Kayce,
shoulders.
yeah, let's put that
They
down.
shy away from what the Germans do.
No, I'm talking about that's how they know they're
I
Americans.
know. Okay.
They shoot
What
them
do you
all.
What do you do in the militia, Jack?
What do we do?
Yeah.
It's a secret.
Okay. All right.
What?
Very good.
Going over my head.
So let me load up the show. Did somebody knock on the door there, or somebody knock on the door here?
Not here.
There. You're in
right.
Mississippi.
Somebody here?
By
No.
the way,
Oh,
the seat that he's sitting on
yes.
is just such an old person seat.
This is a very mother-in-law house. I'm in
Yeah,
right
yeah,
a
it's awesome
very,
though. It's
very,
awesome.
like right out of an antique store chair.
I am very much. I'm in my mother-in-law's guest room in Ripley, Mississippi. That's where I'm at. So, all right, let me lay out the show here because I want to fire off several things. I haven't been here to really focus on college football in a while, but I'm ready to focus on it now. So we've got. I've got 5 takes I would like to go ahead and get out there for the 2021 season. I want to go ahead and squat on these takes. Okay, I got those 5. Then we're gonna build our ultimate road trip for the 2021 seasons. That's what we're gonna do.
Yes, so last week, Jack came with a great idea, and he said we should go through the 2021 season and pick the game of the week that we would most want to go to, and we can't overlap stadiums. The problem is it was just us, and we didn't look at it beforehand. We were just staring at a schedule, which does not make for a good podcast. It just doesn't make for wonderful listening. So we decided that we would all come this week with our list, and then we would make an ultimate unnecessary roughness road trip for 2021 list. So if we all disagree on said game, we have to argue about it. I know you said you wanted to draft, but I think we should squad up for once and pick one game each week.
So I went through several reiterations of this, several preparations. Preparations A through G didn't look that good. Preparation H is the one that is going to be good on the whole. So I am going with.
Oh my God.
I've got several. I got 5 games per week, so that we can.
Stop.
What?
How long have you been planning that?
Planning what?
What you just said.
I wrote all this out last night.
No, what you just said. How long have you been planning that?
So I sat down last night with a pen and paper, and I went and bought. I tell you what, you know what's great about being down here? Walmarts.
Wait, you think there's no Walmarts in New York?
buddy.
They don't
Listen,
look the same.
where I live in
They're
fucking
super,
Jersey,
super.
the nearest Walmart is 22 miles away. Okay, here in every single town, the biggest building in town is Walmart. The second biggest building in town is the old Walmart. Okay, that's where I'm at right now. I am 30 seconds from Walmart. I went and bought 19 of these spiral bound notebooks for 25 cents a piece. I am fucking ready. Love me a Walmart. You know what else I'm near? A Sonic. I went to Sonic. Sonic's right out the front door.
That's awesome. Sonic's great.
I just showed Katie why I stopped you on your preparation H on your whole comment.
I had chili cheese, tater tots, and a Route 44 sweet tea for lunch.
Yes, he made a hemorrhoid joke.
What of it? It's just it is.
They had no idea, and I had to let them know how disgusted I am, like picturing hemorrhoids.
It's fine.
He's
It's
back.
fine. We'll move forward.
Ugh,
All right. So
gross.
I've got the 5 takes I want. Then we're going to do the ultimate road trip. Correct?
Yes.
And do you guys have Jack? You had some lists you want to look at?
No, I just thought the Pro Football Focus quarterback list was interesting. So was their top 50 players in college football this season list. I just thought we don't have to spend that much time on it. There were a few interesting. I mean, I don't want to ruin it, but there's a quarterback on that list that's very low. Text me
that link real quick.
Okay. For those listening, I was just pointing at somebody on our podcast for somebody that was low, the quarterback that was low.
Okay, well, I haven't seen that particular list yet. You sent me the 50 best players in college football last night, and I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was fucking ridiculous. So yeah, we'll discuss that. I got to get my takes off, and then anything else? We got some news. Looks like we got to talk about this Kansas thing.
Yeah.
Is Les Miles a piece of shit? My column. Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what a tweet by me.
Les
The
Miles.
Kansas City Star should be paying me for the promotion I did for them. 50,000 link clicks for the Kansas City Star from our account.
Oh, that's the most they've ever had in their entire existence.
Why didn't you just blog their story and get the clicks for barstoolsports.com?
I had to go to a wedding, and I didn't want to be called a scumbag for not going.
Who would do that?
Yeah, I know.
Definitely. You definitely would have flown under the radar had you not gone to that wedding, for sure.
Oh, I never would have been invited to that wedding.
Oh, no, I know. But Jack was invited, and he chose to go to the wedding, which was a smart move in retrospect, because someone who didn't has gotten fucking roasted for it.
You didn't have tickets to the Bucks game?
I didn't. I couldn't even watch. There weren't even any TVs at the place we were at.
Why did everybody get married this weekend?
Everyone did.
I don't know. I think it's because finally the world is open, or I guess the country is open, so everyone can have parties again. Yeah.
I advise against getting married. You're playing it the right way, Kayce.
I know. I don't want to get married. Sounds not great, to be honest.
I had sex just 2 months ago. Thank you very much. Okay, so
I mean, we talked about this. Rudy and I talked about this on our drive back from the Shore House last weekend. You remember when we were in Mississippi, me, Rudy, and Katie, and you were like, it's wild that the three of you guys like don't necessarily know who the next person you're going to have sex with is. And Rudy and I were like, it is really crazy that like if you are married and you are a loyal person, like you just know forever who you're going to have sex with.
Yep.
That's a wild thing to think about.
Schedule it every Tuesday night after mac and cheese and pork chops.
See what I'm talking about? This doesn't sound like the life for me.
You don't like pork chops?
I do love mac and cheese. Marriage is just not for me right now. Maybe one day it will be.
What's your favorite Southern food? Because Kayce, let me tell you something. I've had fried okra. I've had summer corn, and people up north. I don't even know if you know in Texas what sweet corn in the summer tastes like,
yes,
but it's
I
just
do.
different. It's
Collard
so good.
greens are my favorite.
I'm not a big greens guy, but I like that they're available.
Collard greens with like the really crispy bacon in them. Put a little bit of vinegar on them. Oh.
Hot sauce? You like hot sauce in your greens?
Well, I put hot sauce on literally everything. But damn, you get some fresh cooked collard greens, some bacon, some vinegar, some hot sauce. Damn.
By the way, I ran into Meredith again, who had last year, blonde hair girl. She had cancer, and she said you were an inspiration.
Meredith.
I ran into her in Omaha. I took a picture with her, and she said to send it to you, but I forgot about it until now.
Well, send it to me anyways.
I will.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Meredith. Shout out. Huge
Meredith.
roughneck. All right.
Should we do
Kansas?
Yeah, Kansas. I was gonna say, should we talk about Kansas, the dumpster fire?
So, it's a dumpster fire that was. I don't think it's a dumpster fire now because I believe, relatively speaking, I think Kansas won the hiring process this year. I think they hired a good coach, Lance Leipold from Buffalo, and they got a lot of transfers from Buffalo. I think Kansas will be a considerably better team from the absolute. Who knew that when we were all wrong? We were all stupid. 2 years ago when they hired Les Miles, we were like, finally, Kansas getting serious about football. Finally, Kansas hiring a real football coach. Finally, Les Miles getting another opportunity. It turns out, no. He was trash at Kansas. He was trash at LSU as a human being. And now it comes out that there was a player at Kansas who was going through some things, and another player threatened to kill him. And when he went to Les Miles and the Kansas administration, they didn't do anything about it. They just offered him $50,000 to shut up.
Well,
just unbelievable.
Well,
Go
to
ahead.
make it worse, the kid wasn't, from what the story that was written in the Kansas City Star made it seem as if it wasn't necessarily that he was going through something. He reported anonymously to the Kansas Athletic Department that the players that lived below him were selling drugs. And then I assume those players put two and two together and said it must have been him who anonymously reported. They knew it was anonymously reported because Les Miles brought them in to his office to say and talk about, or I think Les Miles just said, hey, stop that shit. Just so you know, like it's on people's radar. When Les Miles found out people on his team were selling drugs. By the way, Kansas stunk under Les Miles, so those 3 players, whoever it was, who knows if they're still on the team, they probably weren't even that good to keep around to while they were selling drugs. And then after that, then it became a little bit of a rivalry, saying we're going to kill you because you were a snake, a snitch.
Also, like the little details of like he would notice that like the lug nuts on his tires would just be loosened. That's
insane.
fucking terrifying.
No, yeah, the guy, the player that was who was threatened, fucked with 3 players on the Kansas football team that didn't fuck around, and not in a good way, like in a criminal.
On a tire, like that is like.
No, they threatened to kill him, like they wanted to.
Yes, but I mean, just like that's like just. In the next level. I mean, threatening to be like, I'm going to fucking kill you, like, to your face. Like, that's just, like, doing sneaky shit.
No. I think they actually, it wasn't a I'm going to kill you threaten like what McGregor said. This was like, no. We're going to kill you.
Yeah. You just don't know how.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, of course you can.
That if anybody at Barstool ever threatens to kill me and Barstool tries to get me shut up with $50,000, I'm going to take the money.
50K.
Only 50K?
I would probably negotiate up to 100, but yeah, I'm definitely taking the money and shutting up. For sure.
I don't. If they see,
no,
because
I'm taking the money. I'm sorry, I need the money. 100K.
They're gonna kill your ass.
That's an outdoor kitchen.
They're gonna kill your ass. You're gonna leave your kids without a dad.
Well, I feel like they're at least gonna fix the problem too and give me the 100.
He anonymously reported and tried to get the problem fixed and only got worse. What's going to happen after you take the 100K?
Oh, then they're going to want the money. They're going to rob me and kill me.
Yep, exactly. So
I mean,
you're dead,
right.
And you don't even have an outdoor kitchen.
Yeah, he had to like leave and go stay with his family, like the witness protection program. Fuck that.
I think outdoor kitchens are so badass.
They are so badass. Outdoor showers are even better though.
Oh, outdoor showers are boss too.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Outdoor anything that should be inside, really. Outdoor TVs, outdoor anything at your house that should be inside is a boss move.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Except outdoor toilets. That means you're very poor.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. But outdoor showers and outdoor kitchens are definitely on the top of my list. But yeah, this situation is so. It's just like $50,000 to tell some kid to shut up and go home.
But
and
they
disappear.
didn't even offer him $50,000. They offered him it was equated to $50,000. It was his scholarship and then his per diem. So he got $50K
and his trip home.
Yep.
I read that.
But don't worry. I'm not really worried about the player and what they offered and what. This is just further proof that Les Miles is just a colossal piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's all the stuff he's tied to at LSU with the sexual assault and the hiding that. And then he got this. Like, Les, why don't you just fucking handle some business one time? Why don't you fucking say, hey, don't kill this guy? Why don't you say, hey, you're going to threaten to kill somebody, you're off the team. Hey, stop raping people. No, you just want to win football games. Like Les is done. Like he was done. Now he's donezo. He's on the donezo list.
For sure. And the more that comes out, it's like, how did Kansas not do their due diligence with all this stuff with him? That's what I'm so confused. Like, I understand this happened at Kansas, but we had this exact same conversation the last time information came out about him. How did Kansas not know this was happening? Did they just not care? Did they just not look for it? Was it hidden? Who knows? But he seems like a real bag of shit.
Well, the one thing I say about Kansas, they got a new athletic director, they got new everything, they got new coaches. They seem to be going in a positive direction. Like I said, I love the coach, Lance Leipold from Buffalo. I think he's a legitimate coach that they finally got instead of a character in Les Miles and a really shitty asshole character in Les Miles.
Brandon, you told me that you died at the College World Series in Omaha. You were actually legitimately dead for a couple of hours. How are you feeling now?
Well, let me tell you a more updated story, okay? This is about Revitalite. This is about the drink that sponsors us that is absolutely fantastic. Their strawberry drink is my favorite tasting drink in the world. But about last Friday, I decided to go play golf down here in Mississippi with my friend. And you guys know I overeat a lot, friends? Right? I do. His name's Bradley Barton. He's an Ole Miss fan. So we go out and we play a little golf. I play 12 holes and then I pass out and I get my headache. I get my migraine. Now, the last time this happened in New York, my migraine started setting in when I had to run on the treadmill. And we went back to the office. I got a couple of Vitalites, drank them down. Migraine went away. I was fine. I was able to get everything. This time I did not have a Revitalight. I had to try another drink. Needless to say, the migraine set in and I was toast all night, vomiting, everything. It was just, I overheat a lot and I needed my Revitalight because it takes care of me. And I don't even know if that's the story they won't tell, but that's the story that I lived.
Well, I mean, they want people to know that it rehydrates you for sure. It puts all those electrolytes back in you. I'm sorry that you passed out after 12 holes. That's a sad sight. But to add to
It's
that,
hot down here, Kayce. Do you understand that
hot
going
as fuck.
outside in New York is not like going outside in Mississippi?
I grew up in Texas, asshole.
Well, I grew up in Mississippi and it was hot. It was 92 degrees and it was huge. It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
I'm
it was
not.
rough.
No, I know it's hot as fuck. I'm saying this, which is why you needed to take some Revitalight with you. Meanwhile, those of us that were maybe on the East Coast drinking a little bit, I needed Revitalight very badly because it's really good when you're dehydrated. It's good when you're hungover. It tastes amazing, like you said. The orange one is my favorite, but the one that's popping right now is the Black Label, the Barstool Black Label, the blue one. We made our own version, has that stool and stars on it. You can get it right now at convenience stores, the Barstool Sports Store. You can get it at liquor stores. And I say this all the time, and I really can't say this enough. The fact that you don't have to look like an asshole shopping with the baby shoppers is my favorite part of this drink. Like going to get the other brand while you're standing next to like baby wipes is so incredibly awkward to me.
That blue flavor that we did is also delicious. It's fantastic. I love the strawberry the most, but the blue flavor is very good.
You drink half before you go to sleep, half when you wake up. You can drink them throughout the day like we do, whether you're dehydrated from working out. It does truly help your hangovers, and we're all partying right now. Most of us are. So make sure you go grab your Revitalight. Again, you can tag at Drink Revitalight in your morning after stories. Go to the Barstool Sports Store and get your Revitalight Black Label today. And hopefully you don't pass out like Brandon did.
Correct.
12 holes. Sounds like a fun Saturday.
Damn.
Okay, relax.
All right.
This morning, Frank Solich stepped down at Ohio. Ohio, by the way, one of the favorites to win the MAC. They're a very good team, very good program, and he is stepping down. So what that means is old teddy bear Mac Brown is now the oldest coach in college football.
Yeah.
What a saint.
And still
I was
love
just-
him.
He did call him a teddy bear. That's a compliment.
Wait, hold on, Katie. That's literally what you told me before the show. I was like, oh, Solich is gone. You said, yeah, Mac Brown's the oldest coach in football. I just repeated your fact.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
But why you were like, yeah, so?
I don't know.
She's kind of spicy today.
No, but my thing was like, why does he do it so close to the year, to the season?
Because he just found out how sick he is, right?
Some health issues.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. My bad. I missed that part of the announcement.
Yeah, it's like health concerns.
Yeah.
Because
Katie doesn't really worry about old people and their deaths or funerals or anything.
Okay.
You know what was funny, Katie, though? Everything was fine. When you did text me that, I was literally sitting at the funeral and I was answering you. I was like, okay, well, I was thinking about the games. I was Googling the games. I was like, well, and then you sent the follow-up text that don't worry about it. So I put my phone up. I'm like, okay.
I love that you were just like, oh shit, I gotta get her these answers. Because then I text her and I said, do I need to get them to you today or can I get them to you tomorrow when I'm not drinking? And she goes, well, Brandon's at a funeral, so we can revisit this. I was like, all right. So Brandon is like mourning the loss of a family member and I'm too drunk to look these games up.
So this is I don't think we ever got her on the phone. This is the grandmother who was a huge Alabama fan. And I think I tried to call her on the show a couple times last year to mess with her about Alabama. But so she announcement. She got buried with a Bear Bryant hat and an Alabama Crimson Tide blanket inside the casket. So
Wow.
Huge Alabama fan. So
was that her request?
yeah. She was big time Alabama.
That's
When they cleaned out her house, now it's just elephants and all this Roll Tide shit. I didn't get anything but a couple of cookbooks. So
You don't want any of the Alabama memorabilia.
no, I don't. I just
Right.
I do want the cookbooks. So
Any O'Reilly Auto Parts hats or no?
No.
Okay.
We're not actually related to Dylan. He
Okay.
sent his condolences.
Okay. He was. Could he make the funeral, or was he had a shift?
No. It's too close to Tuscaloosa. He doesn't know how to get there.
Got it.
So, all right, more news. Any more news? I don't think there's a whole lot of news.
The
I know we
Ohio
got-
State tattoo guys, they're asking for all their stuff to be reinstated.
Okay. Which brings me to a question. I'm sure you guys talked about it on the show last week or the last 2 weeks. But with the NIL stuff passing and with players allowed to get money now, is it time to forgive every player that ever got punished for taking money? Is it time to forgive every booster that ever gave money? Is it time to forgive every coach that ever got busted and got out of the business because he was giving players money? Is it time to do all that? Or do you say, no, they were the rules then, you broke them, so you're always looked at as an outcast?
I mean, my inclination is say, yes, you should forgive all of them, but I know that that's not what's going to happen.
Like the big one is, should Reggie Bush get his Heisman back?
We did talk about that, and I said I thought he should have gotten it back even before the NIL stuff came out. I thought it was always ridiculous. Like, we know who won the Heisman the year that Reggie Bush won the Heisman. Like,
I think they should give it to Vince Young, who should have won the Heisman. I'm a big proponent of 5 years after the award's given out, let's do a should have won it. And if the guy who won it should have won it, let him keep it. But otherwise, give Charles Woodson's to Peyton Manning. Give Troy Smith to somebody else.
I mean, in theory, that would be great.
That'd be electric TV, though, wouldn't it? Going and getting their Heismans?
Like, at the Masters ceremony, how they have to, put the green jacket on the next winner? Like, they have to just, hand them their trophy?
Like, if Mark Ingram had to, if Ndamukong Suh went to Mark Ingram's house and had to repossess by himself the Heisman, I'd watch that.
It would be fantastic.
I have a few news notes.
Go ahead.
All right. We'll start. The Arkansas, Wisconsin, and Notre Dame offensive line were all sponsored by barbecue places, all in their respective college towns. I think that's great. Wright Barbecue in Arkansas is going to send us some barbecue, which is great. They are the official offensive line sponsors of the Arkansas Razorbacks. I know we'll see. They're going to send us some barbecue.
Ask them if they can get Sam Pittman to unblock me on Twitter.
Okay, I'll ask them that too. Then this was interesting on the NIL front. This was from July 6th. Kayvon Thibodeau, who's probably going to be a top 5 pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His first NIL deal was with Phil Knight and Tinker Hatfield, who were both loaded and both big boosters of the Oregon program, and it was just an art piece. So are we going to see kind of, how some businesses will just have somebody on staff pay them $150,000 a year just to do whatever because they're a friend, a family, or something like that. Though you see that in organized crime a lot. Is that what boosters are going to? Yes. I feel like boosters are going to start working like mafia members.
For sure.
I think we're just in a transition period. It will be confusing. It will be hard to follow for a while. Guys will be getting their money, but eventually the NCAA will just see, you know what, controlling this is like controlling a dam or controlling a raging river. It's just, this is leading towards them just getting actual salaries eventually 5-10 years down the road. It's wide open now. I don't know. It's the Wild West. I mean, whatever a guy can get, he's going to get. The guys who have been, now make no mistake, the boosters I don't want to accuse Phil Knight or something, but big boosters at schools, they've been paying players for a long, long time.
Yep.
And now they can
legally do it, right?
They can report it on their taxes now. That's all that changed.
They were probably doing that anyways. They were just lying about what it was.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, it's murky. You don't really know what's going on, but I think you can just rest assured that players are getting taken care of now, and it will streamline itself into a sensical system very, very soon. That's what I mean, anytime there's money, it will eventually figure itself out in the most efficient way possible.
Well, and Brandon, what I said when we talked about it a couple of weeks ago was that it is also going to be like the snowball effect because, they came out and they said you can't do alcohol or OnlyFans or gambling, whatever. But then they basically said you can do anything else other than BYU and coffee. But that's going to start getting murky too. Like, I think it's going to get messy because they're going to start finding ways to do Cameo, like all of these things they're not going to be able to regulate. So it is moving towards the salary thing for sure. But the idea is amazing. The way that it was implemented, just all of a sudden you can just do whatever you want outside of adult type brands. It's going to be a pain in the ass for a lot of people.
But I think that's the best way to do it.
Oh, for sure.
I think pussyfooting into it would have been a mistake.
Yeah, no, I love it. I'm saying that I don't think that schools and, I mean, obviously the NCAA, who got clowned basically, it's going to be very, very hard to have any type of containment on this. All
right, so any more news? Or can I get my 5 picks?
Yes. Rutgers wide receiver Carnell Davis was knocked out on July 4th on the Jersey Shore. I don't know if you saw that video. That was a good video.
I did.
Not a good video. I shouldn't say that. He was injured. Demetrius Robertson, he was a big recruit when he came out as a wide receiver. He was at Cal and he went to Georgia. He transferred to Auburn, and then conveniently there was reports surfaced again. The Georgia media decided to put out that he has a felony charge against him, which is actually just stemming from like parking in the wrong place
Yeah, he,
in
like, took
Georgia.
off a boot
yeah.
off a car.
Yeah, at University of Georgia. Then there was one.
There's Tuffy the third.
Oh my God! Did you see that dog?
Do you
Oh,
see it, Brandon?
that's
It's so cute.
Majestic creature that is.
Oh my!
My only
Did
thing.
you see how he was walking out there and then a fly like flew through and he got his attention for a second? What a cute
Yes.
dog.
What, you have an only thing about that?
It just, as a UNC fan, I just gotta say, NC State, cute dog. NC
Much
State,
cuter than those two balls that I got to look
Yeah,
at.
What are you
stupid
about to
ball
say
with
about
big
that?
ass sheep?
Perfect human or perfect dog.
They are the wolf pack. They have a dog as their mascot.
What, you want him to come out with 40 wolves?
Wolves?
Yeah,
Wolves and dogs are like the same.
That looks like a wolf,
it's a husky.
but it looks like a wolf.
It looks like a wolf.
What do you expect them to have? A wolf that they can just tame?
They can tame a tiger.
But they can't.
Nah,
They
it's
keep him in a
that's fucked up.
cage.
It's fucked up how they
fucked
tame
up.
that tiger.
Oh,
That
no,
tiger
it
should be in the
is.
wild.
Exactly.
That dog is
That
domesticated.
dog
I
is
know.
that dog is being
but I'm saying
taken
it's
care
not
of.
true to their freaking
And-
mascot. Where
and,
Brandon go?
Brandon
Well, I
got-
mean, we have
Now we have South Carolina. Did you see this photo of this guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crop top gang.
And
I love that.
then this video.
Okay, well, wait till Brandon gets back to talk about this. I refuse to shame that. Katie, what do you like? So, what's your problem with Reveille? She's not an Aggie. Yeah. Where's your comeback on that one, asshole?
NC State's a rival.
But
I'm gonna show
Yeah,
them
what,
what
do you
I
want him to
can.
have a whole pack of wolves?
It's not their mascot.
All right.
Yeah,
fine.
it's a rival.
the Crimson
I'm gonna
Tide is not a fucking elephant.
Brandon.
No,
Good.
yeah, you want Alabama to just have a whole bunch of water and just flow through the stadium and kill everybody?
They want. You think they haven't thought about having an elephant walk them out? I got some bad news for you. They've definitely tried to do that.
Yeah, but he's saying like that if you went true to the actual mascot name, that they would just drown everyone at Bryant Denny because they're the Roll Tide.
Oh, that
Technically,
would
it's
be
the
unbelievable.
Crimson Tide, so you're gonna get a different kind of thing.
All right, how about
Oh,
how about you go to Georgia
God.
Tech? You go to
Katie,
Georgia Tech and they just
Katie.
drop a swarm of yellow jackets on the crowd.
Oh no.
Oh no! Don't do
Oh,
that to
no.
Don't do that, Casey. We're not going to talk about that. Okay, one last thing, Casey. We're going to talk again about this Texas A&M guy. Did you see this, Brandon, the kid dancing in the
TikTok?
locker room?
I'm kind of whatever. I'm kind of over these TikTok like the
All right.
goofy ass
We are
college kids.
We're not shaming wiggle dicking.
He was 16.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Okay,
I'm just
We're
the
not.
stupid ass college kids. Let them do stupid
By
ass
the
college
way,
kids.
I have some beef with you guys.
oh no.
Oh God.
I've been grinding away at this social account for 4 years. Shane Beamer reaches out to us on the social account, and I text twice in
Really?
our group chat. Shane Beamer follows us. Shane Beamer just tweeted at us. Shane Beamer just interacted us with Steven Garcia. No reply outside of Katie, which I understand things were
My
going
grandmother
on, but
All right,
I mean,
I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now.
but like, come on, guys.
My grandmother died.
I
but-
honestly don't remember this. Okay,
but-
where is it? Should I go to the group text?
It's back when I had a living grandmother.
Oh,
No,
God.
it's not.
Jesus.
Condolences to the Marshall football player that unfortunately passed away,
Oh, I see this.
and
Okay,
to
okay,
Tanner
right.
Morgan's father, Tanner Morgan, the quarterback from Minnesota who passed away. That was really unfortunate. And outside of that, I think we
All right, I've
are.
retweeted all of it.
UMass football is back to full capacity too.
Not that there ever will be full capacity. Oh, Casey's tattoo got updated.
Yeah.
What was the update?
I think he added the gigum to your forehead.
No, it's always been there. He got more details on my face, apparently.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Yeah. He definitely. I mean, that's my face is tattooed on a man's thigh.
Yeah. All right, Brandon, let's get your 5 takes.
Here are my 5 takes.
Well, you've already given one.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you did.
What was it?
I just remember you said this was your take.
Oh, it's a part of my take. Okay, here are my 5 takes. Okay. If you read, where's he going?
Bathroom. No.
What's he
testing.
doing?
He's
check-
checking
Keep
audio
going.
levels.
What's your test? What's your
Okay.
first one?
Okay. Number one, every year we walk into a season and there is this theory out there of non-college football fans saying, oh, it's going to be one of three teams every year. Only three teams win it. It's Alabama every year. It's Clemson every year. It's Ohio State every year. Here is the thing. In 2021, Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State are not going to be down as programs. However, Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State are all going to be down enough that it opens up the field for more parity at the top of college football this season. If you walk into the season thinking, oh, it's Alabama, it's Clemson, it's Ohio State, you're robbing yourself of a wide open top of the field in college football this year. There are two teams, two programs that walk right into that and are just as strong as those three. So that gives us five. And then there's others like Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Iowa State that are in that 6 to 15 range that can compete for a playoff spot. I think there are five programs this year that are ultimate national title contenders, and I would put one of these teams who I've hated on in the past as my national title favorite as of right now.
Georgia?
And that team that I have hated on in the past,
Oklahoma.
who I have realized over the offseason, they will finally in 2021 have the team that their fans have pretended they've had the whole time. It's the Oklahoma Sooners.
So are number 5 and 6 Georgia and Oklahoma?
4 and 5.
4 and 5,
Georgia
I mean, yes.
Oklahoma.
4 and 5, yes. Okay.
I believe that Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, Oklahoma are your five national title tier teams this year. The second tier has your A&Ms, your Notre Dames, your other teams. But this year, that tier is not three teams; it's five teams.
Oklahoma may have a defense this year.
Oh, big time.
Oklahoma. So 2 years ago, Oklahoma fans were wrong when they said, "Oh, we have defense now. We have defense now. We have
Speed
defense now." They show up in New Orleans and Joe Burrow throws for 95 touchdowns. Now they actually have one. They have a pass rush. They have a good defense. They have a lot coming back on the defense. They're an actual decent defense now, and their offense. Their only question mark to me is Spencer Rattler really elite, or is he Oklahoma elite? Because there's Oklahoma elite that can win in the Big 12 and can win a conference title and then get to playoff and shit the bed, or there's really elite, which is win a national title. I don't know if he's really elite. We'll find out. But
Brandon, are you having a stroke?
their receiver core is very, very good. It always is. Mims and other guys. They got.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Why?
Because he hates Oklahoma.
Oh no.
No.
No, he's
Brandon
rational.
Hold on. Brandon Walker tells the truth at all times. Brandon Walker has never lied about Oklahoma. Brandon Walker has always been right about Oklahoma. So when Brandon Walker finally looks at Oklahoma and says, oh, they're legit, then you better fucking put the money down. They're legit. They finally got a legit running back. Like Kennedy Brooks, he's just a guy. But they got Eric Gray from Oklahoma, from Tennessee. They got like 4 or 5 transfers from Tennessee that can fill immediate holes for them. They're very, very, very good this year. Georgia's my choice to win the national title, but I think it's Georgia, Oklahoma 1-2 this year.
Do you think that, okay, let's hypothetically say Spencer Rattler is elite. Does he win the Heisman?
Well, he'll certainly be in the running for it.
But then will we do the Heisman machine?
Because they play in a conference that doesn't play a lot of defense. Yeah. They will be in all the marquee games, and he will be in playoff contention. So yeah, he'll probably be in New York for the Heisman ceremony. I think JT Daniels will be in New York for the Heisman ceremony, given that these guys stay healthy. But if you look at Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, everybody just assumes, and that's fine. But 2 years ago, Alabama was not in the playoff. They weren't, and they're not, ordained to be there every year. And this year, everybody assumes Bryce Young's going to be great. Bryce Young's going to be there because he's Alabama's quarterback. So he's like 5'6". He's probably going to be really fucking good. But I can't put them above somebody with Spencer Rattler who's proven it at this level. So I like Oklahoma. My second take, and this isn't 5 because I just combined 3 in that one. I think the Big 12 can be the number 2 conference in the country this year.
Behind the SEC?
Behind the SEC and challenge. Think about it. If Texas is any good, which is a stretch, and Steve Sarkisian, everybody thinks he's going to be great. He's 46-35 lifetime. But if they're good, that gives them a strong 3 because Iowa State's a national title contender. They're a second-tier national title contender. And then Oklahoma's a first-tier title contender. That's 2. I mean, I don't think the ACC has 2. I don't think the Big Ten this year has 2.
You don't think that ACC with Clemson, North Carolina, and
no, I don't think. Here's the thing about North Carolina: they have the best quarterback in the country. They lost every receiver, both running backs, he is going to be surrounded by entirely new guys offensively. Defensively, they'll be good, but I don't think they're jumping to that level yet.
What about Miami?
Miami's a wild card. I think they could be an 11-1 team and can contend, or they also could be a mirage.
Right. I think that this year the ACC would be more of an argument that they could contend as a
Is
conference.
your nose okay?
Yeah, why?
Keep going like that.
You doing
I
are you doing lines of cocaine?
No. I'm sorry, my nose itched. Is that okay, Jack?
Yeah.
Can I disagree about the UNC part?
Yeah, I'm done.
I think that UNC will be fine and reload. I just don't think we can get by Clemson. So I don't think we'll be in the top of the ACC, but just if an ACC team makes it, it's going to be Clemson. It's not going to be us by some maybe miracle of God otherwise.
Y'all know how Clemson never really loses. Well, last year notwithstanding, you know how they never lose to the second best team in the ACC. They always randomly lose to like the fifth or sixth best team in the ACC.
Someone, yeah.
You know who that is going to be for them this year?
NC State.
NC State. NC State's going to be good.
But see, that's my argument with that is that I think that the ACC is more of a
You guys are much better than NC State.
a way bigger, way more competitive conference than it has been because Trevor Lawrence is gone now.
At least quarterback-wise, I'd say we're the top conference.
I will say it does fit the narrative that Clemson's playing NC State at Clemson. NC State never beats Clemson at their own stadium. They always beat them away.
I mean, I think I'll admit, yes, NC State's a rival of UNC for football, but I'm not worried about them from a football standpoint, maybe a rivalry, but that's definitely something they can sneak up. They have the talent and the depth this year.
By the way, they're definitely playing in Raleigh, Jack.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. Week 4, they're playing in Raleigh.
Fuck.
I love that he said no, they're not, as if it was just absolutely the correct answer.
They made my list for week 4.
I will say though, with Ohio State, I was talking to Big Ev today, and again, everybody's always excited about the next guy, after you have somebody like Justin Fields, but he's stoked about this new quarterback.
Of course he is, because he's a fucking Ohio State fan who's stoked about anybody that wears the gray and the scarlet. He's stoked now, and then next offseason he'll be stoked about Quinn Ewers, the recruit from Texas, who's like the highest recruit they've ever had.
24/7 has him as a perfect 1.0000.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a higher rated recruit than Trevor Lawrence was.
The people are obsessed with this guy. Bleacher Report put out an Instagram post saying, we've identified the next Patrick Mahomes about Quinn Ewers. He still has another year of high school.
What high school does he go to?
Somewhere in Texas.
South Lake Carroll.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. South Lake Carroll turns him out now.
Yeah, they do, but still, I mean, he's excited about JT Shroud for a week, for a month, and then it'll be the next guy.
We're just not going to know good he is, though.
Here's the thing about Ohio State, Clemson, and Alabama. Every single one of them replacing their quarterback. Every single one of them replacing their main running back. Every single one of them. And Alabama's replacing every receiver. 4 first-round receivers over the last 2 years. I understand they're Alabama, and I understand there's going to be a bunch of 5-stars. But you've got teams like Oklahoma and Georgia that are built for this season. Just like LSU was built for 2019 and nobody saw it coming. Oklahoma and Georgia are built for this season. Alabama's not. Alabama's hoping that they got a quarterback. They're hoping they got running backs. They're hoping that all these 5-stars will be great receivers. But Oklahoma and Georgia are ready to roll now.
I like the Oklahoma take, too. I mean, you know that I've been Team Oklahoma for the last 3 years until they get to the playoffs. But the biggest thing that you said, which is absolutely true, and, Big 12 fans lose their fucking mind every time we say this, but the Big 12 does not play good defense in comparison to other conferences. But if Oklahoma can play good defense in the Big 12, then it will be a cakewalk for them. I truly believe that.
The Big 12 hasn't been playing good defense. This year, Iowa State's got a great defense. Oklahoma's got a great defense. Oklahoma State has a really good defense. So this year, I think...
but you don't even have to compare them to an SEC defense or a Big Ten defense. They just have to be a good defense within their conference because half the teams don't play defense.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I just think objectively looking at Oklahoma, I've always looked at them as a phony, as a fraud, as somebody who could win that league, who was built for that league, but when they get in there with the elite athletes, they could not hold up. And that's been the case. This year, I think they have the elite athletes. Plus, the teams with the elite athletes, Clemson, Alabama, and Ohio State are all in transition years. These are not all strength years for them. These are all transition years for them. So, and their transition years are better than anybody else's great years, but it's still a transition year. So I think that's why I think Oklahoma is a legitimate, not just a threat to get to the playoff. When they get there, I think they can actually win this time.
Welcome, Brandon.
No.
Yeah.
It's not welcome.
You don't get
to squat on the steak. You don't get to squat on the steak.
Excuse me. You mocked me for saying Spencer Rattler was going to be a really good quarterback.
No,
in the Big
no,
12.
no.
I drafted Oklahoma last year as my Big 12
I mocked
team.
you for saying Jalen Hurts was great and that they could win a national title then. That was ridiculous.
No, I didn't say they could win a national title. I knew they were going to lose in the playoff, but I said that Jalen Hurts was a good quarterback. But when we drafted teams last year, you're like, oh, she's going to like Spencer Rattler just because he's an Oklahoma quarterback. Here we are a year later. Welcome.
Again, there's a difference last year and this year. Last year, he had never proven anything. He was fine.
But I knew he was going to.
He still wasn't elite. He was fine. He lost 2 games. But this year, I think he's going to be a lot better. Now, my next take.
Oh, he's rubbing his hands together. If you're listening to this and not watching the YouTube, you're really doing yourself a disservice because Brandon's facial expressions and like hand gestures today have been off the charts.
I think the new playoff will drive an exciting surge of Group of 5 football. And I think Group of 5 football is about to catch fire.
Ooh.
I think it's about to open up the sport. This happens in the next 5 to 10 years. But once you see Group of 5 teams able to get playoff spots, and once you see a Cincinnati, let's use Cincinnati for an example. I know Jack doesn't like them, but they're the best Group of 5 team this year. Let's say Luke Fickell were to stay there 10 years, and in the first year of the expanded playoff, they made it, and they made it again. All of a sudden, you've got a Group of 5 Alabama. You've got a Group of 5 program that can absolutely stick up there and make the playoff every year, and it changes the dynamics. Cincinnati now maybe sucks a little bit of life away from Ohio State. I'm just using him as an example. I don't know if that's really going to happen, but I think these top 9 or 10 Group of 5 teams can have such a competitive war every year for these 10, 11, 12 spots. The Cincinnatis, the UCFs, the Memphises, the Boise States of the world, the Nevadas of the world. I think this is going to be such an exciting subtext to the season. Everybody says, oh, only 3 games matter every year. It's still going to be the same 3 teams. No, when you get these fucking 60 teams fighting out for these 2 or 3 spots, 1 or 2 spots, it is going to be fucking electric. And what does it mean? Like, let's say a Cincinnati were to catch fire. Okay, let's say they were to catch fire.
Hypothetically.
Let's say just for argument's sake, they made 4 or 5 playoffs in a row. Does the Big Ten say, hey, Cincinnati, come dance? I don't know. Certainly if this were NCAA 14, I can make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get really interesting because we knew with 4 spots in the playoff that a Group of 5 team was 99.5% never going to make the playoff, even if they went completely undefeated, because that having 4 spots and 5 power conferences, whatever, like that was just impossible. So they were all fighting out for those at-large bids in the big bowl games. Now with the expanded playoff, you're absolutely right, because they know that they could actually make it on a stage where they play the Ohio States and the Alabamas and the Clemsons, and all of those games matter so much. That's why I hate this whole argument of like expanding the playoff makes the regular season matter less. It does not. It makes it matter so much more to teams like Cincinnati because they know they might have a chance to go in and beat Nick Saban in the playoff if they play well throughout the season. So I love it. And also from a gambling standpoint, it's going to be really fun because like now, I mean, you're already gambling on like the big Group of 5 games. Now you're going to be paying attention to the Group of 5 even more so.
So a couple more takes. There's this notion out there that LSU is going to bounce back this year, and I think it's fucking stupid. I'd just like to say that. I would like to squat on the take that LSU was average last year. They will be average this year because they have an average head coach and they have above average talent, but they went out and found a defensive coordinator nobody else wanted. This is not going to be a bounce back program. Jack, I don't want to deal with the LSU smoke. Don't clip this particular one. I just want to go ahead and tell you, LSU, everybody's saying they're going to win 10, 11 games. No, they're really not.
So where do you think they're going to be?
I think the SEC is a little down this year. I think Alabama is going to be good, not elite. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Alabama by Alabama standards will not be elite.
Right. You're not saying that Alabama is going to be bad. I keep wanting to preference that. Just like in your last take when you said Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson aren't going to be.
Alabama teams go, this is a lower tier Alabama team.
Okay.
It's still a god tier college football. I think Alabama, A&M, Georgia are your top 3 SEC teams. After that, 4 through 13 minus Vanderbilt are all the exact same. I think Auburn, LSU, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Florida, Kentucky, put them all in a sack, throw it around, and you're drawing out the same team.
Even with Ole Miss's offense?
Their defense might be the worst in the country. And plus, listen, I want to say this about Ole Miss. I really, I'm looking forward to watching them this year. I think Lane Kiffin's a great father figure to those players out there. I think anybody with daddy issues would love to watch Ole Miss this year. He's just a great. He's able to baby that team, and he's just a very good father figure. I just want to say that about Lane Kiffin. I won't say anything else, but
Steven Garcia just followed me on Twitter.
Yeah,
Who did?
Of course he did,
Steven
because he
Garcia.
interacted with. Anyways,
Sorry, just now he just followed me on Twitter.
Okay, super. Okay, we're just going to brag about Steven Garcia.
Well,
following
no,
him?
I'm saying that Jack was right about us not interacting with the tweet. Had we interacted with the
I mean,
tweet?
Shane Beam, like whatever. By the way, Brandon, do you know LSU's win total?
8.5
Yeah,
under.
I think.
Oh,
I know.
I take the over.
I would think over. Their
There you
schedule.
go. There you go. You're falling for. Let me tell you another thing.
Why don't you let you talk?
Let me tell you this.
Oh boy,
And not,
his papers
not
are
only,
in his hand.
Not only are they going
He's
under,
standing
not
up.
only are they going under, I'm making a statement right now.
Oh, God.
no.
They're losing to UCLA in week 1.
No, they.
Shut
That
up.
actually, because UCLA has a game ahead of time.
Can I
That
have
is
that pen,
LSU's
please?
First game.
Okay, fine.
I'm writing this.
Some
down.
people, I've
What's
heard
the
it.
date? What's the date?
It's week 0.
They have 16
today.
starters back.
14th.
They have 16 starters back. Last year, they replaced an entire team. They also had Bo Pelini, who may have been the worst SEC defensive coordinator of all time. And then on top of that, their schedule isn't that hard. They avoid Georgia. They avoid, I think they avoid Florida.
No, they don't. They play
They
Florida.
play Florida, of course. What am I saying? But then they have to play Bama and A&M, of course. And then between Ole Miss and Florida, I think they could even find a way to win because they play Florida at home. And
I
then,
think they'll lose at Ole Miss.
all right. I mean,
What's the UCLA LSU line right now?
I would assume it's like,
It's,
where's
LSU
the game?
minus 4.5. It's at UCLA.
Whoa, I would take UCLA plus 4.5 right now. Are you?
I'm telling you,
He's
UCLA's
saying
going to win the
he's
fucking
saying
game,
money
and it's going to. UCLA's going to be favored by the time that game kicks off. By the way,
That's a
Well, it
crazy
depends
line.
on how they play before the game before. Because they have
UCLA is in like year 4 of Chip Kelly.
It's
They've
do
just
or
kind of
die
been
time
playing
for him.
there. If Chip Kelly's ever going to be anything,
do or
it's
die
right
time for
now
Coach
with
O,
senior quarterback.
too. I would say it's
And
more
Jim
do or
Harbaugh.
die time for him.
Did you see that list? Somebody tweeted us that list
Yeah,
of
I
like coaches
tweeted
on
it
the
out.
hot seat.
I tweeted it
And
out from the main
Jim
account.
Harbaugh's not on it.
Yeah, he is.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I just can't read.
And I don't love LSU over under.
It could
By
be
the way,
lower.
let's just do win totals next
Oh yeah,
week.
he's
Let's
6.
do
Yeah,
that.
Jim
absolutely.
Harbaugh's number 6.
Bring your
Brandon.
5 favorite win totals next week.
Okay, we'll write that down. Did you see this hottest coaching seats heading into 2021 list?
I did.
Scott Frost is number 1. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think I do. Although I think today's news of Trev Alberts being named the Nebraska Athletic Director probably buys him a year.
Yeah. Coach
Um,
O is 5. Jim Harbaugh is 6.
Yeah.
Clay Helton is 7.
I think Fuente should be number
Fuente,
1.
yeah,
one.
Fuente
Yeah,
is 2. He should probably be number
100%.
1.
All right,
Herm
who's 3, 4,
Edwards
5?
seems okay. So number 1 is Scott Frost. 2 is Fuente. 3 is Randy Edsall. 4 Herm Edwards. 5 Coach O. 6 Jim Harbaugh. 7 Clay Helton. 8 Walt Bell. And 9 Dana Dimel at UTEP.
Well, Herm Edwards is only on the list because of what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I don't think for anything that's on the field. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, I would probably say Fuente should be number 1 too. And Frost is a very strong 1 or 2. But again, I think Trev Alberts, the football guy being hired today, buys him a year. I don't think he walks in and fires the hometown guy in year 1.
I would agree with that. Any more hot takes from you?
Yeah. There was one more. So Jack mentioned LSU's over/under 8.5.
Yeah.
I think the over/under total that I would marry myself to the most right now is Indiana under 8.5. I think Indiana, the biggest fraud from last year. It is assumed they will be a top 15 team this year. In fact, Michael Penix Jr. is number 5 on that Pro Football Focus quarterbacks list. I think that is one of the dumbest things I've
It's
ever
insane.
seen in my life.
It's insane.
He is nowhere near the 5th best quarterback in the country. They're going to start 0-1. They're going to start 1-2. I looked at their schedule earlier. They're going to start 2-3. They're going to start 3-4. They've got some really tough games early. They got to go to Penn State as well. Indiana is going to they're going to fall on their face.
Yeah, and they
this
have to
year.
play Cincinnati
Yeah.
in out of conference.
Yeah.
Can I just say this? And I know we only had to go 1 year without it because it was the global pandemic, but
Yeah.
these non-conference matchups sound so sexy. And I don't know if they would sound this sexy if we didn't have last year happen. But boy, do these non-conference matchups get me going.
I want to shout out the Big Ten. The Big Ten steps into week 1 with some conference games. Big Ten week 1 has Penn State, Wisconsin, and Indiana. You know where they start out at? At Iowa.
Yeah.
They're starting 0-1. Then they got Cincinnati in week 3. They got at Penn State in week 5. They got at Ohio State, or they got Ohio State at home in week 7. At Michigan week 9. They're gonna be flirting with a losing season all season. Indiana is.
The Big Ten's gonna be interesting.
Wait, you know who Indiana was last year, Brandon?
Minnesota?
Yep.
Yeah,
Jinx.
and what happened to Minnesota the year after their breakthrough? They fell apart.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not sold on Indiana being a one and done entirely, but I don't know.
They were a fraud last year. Their best win was not getting blown out by Ohio State.
No, I mean, it's hard to tell, like, especially, like, look at the Michigan and Penn State. You don't really know how much of it's COVID, how much of it is a year, how much of it is just the environment. Like, I think Penn State will have the biggest bounce back out of all of them.
I think Penn State is a great candidate for a bounce back.
Michigan's not.
I think Michigan will be fine.
They'll be fine, but I don't think it's going to be like bounce back to where Michigan fans want them to be.
I mean, who's really due for a bounce back? Like LSU has to be due because they only went 5-5.
Michigan, I mean, the fact that, and we knew they probably wouldn't fire Jim Harbaugh last year, but the fact they gave him an extension.
It was good for them to give him extension. They didn't have to pay him as much money.
That's true.
All right, here we go.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Can I go get another water? My throat's dry.
Yeah, go.
Literally a high noon.
Washington, well, I guess they didn't. That's not a bounce back because they were supposed to be in the Pac-12 championship game.
Well, that is Phil Steele's number one. Is it surprise team or?
Yeah.
That's it?
Oh, I haven't looked at the surprise teams.
And who was his number one overall team? Wasn't it someone surprising?
It's Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma, which
Yeah.
isn't
That's not that.
surprising, but I would say that, I mean, I don't think there's a lot of places out there that have Oklahoma number one.
I agree, and the thing about Oklahoma is if you study them, the problems they've had recently are having an actual defense and not a fake defense. But now they have filled so many holes with transfers. I mean, they probably hit the transfer portal harder and better than anybody. They got Tennessee, all of Tennessee's good players, and Eric Gray, I think, is an All-American running back waiting to happen.
And they picked up that wide receiver from Arkansas, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, and didn't even need him. Just went and got him.
They didn't even need him, and they had a running back or H-back that got arrested and kicked off the team this past week, but I looked into it. They don't need him. He was just one of like 15 options this year heading into their season for Spencer Rattler. So, I mean, Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley, I know there's a lot of questions out there. Is he an elite coach, not just a great coach? But I completely agree with you. They really have a chance to become maybe they take a step forward. I know that's crazy to say because they've made the playoffs so many times, but maybe I guess a step forward would be winning a playoff game.
Well, yeah, that's the step, right? I mean, they've proven they can get to the playoff. They haven't proven they can win in the playoff. So that's what I think. All right, let's build our ultimate road trip for 2021.
Yeah.
You guys want to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, I'd just like everyone to know that normally we do this podcast in the other podcast room, and I just barged in there like it was.
And then you were
Oh,
like,
no.
where'd we go?
Who's in there?
Kayce is dying.
She okay?
When I wake up with a cough tomorrow, we know where it came from.
The whole the whole fucking office has it.
So who's in pod room 1?
I didn't even look. I just realized it wasn't Katie. I think
Okay.
it's the anus crew,
Oh yes.
I think-
Don't walk in on that.
but you don't want to walk in on an unsolicited anus.
Not
just-
again. No.
No. Well. Oh, Katie, remind me to tell you a story after this podcast.
Oh, no. Okay.
My God. Okay. Now I'll be getting DMs to tell them that story.
Oh,
okay.
Brandon. This is so fucking funny. Go ahead, Katie.
I had to go into your account.
Wait,
Cause
hold on. Did you see? Probably not. Did you see what I put up last week on my Instagram story about the podcast?
Well, all I know is I got about 400 Instagram DMs saying, "Show me the feet."
Okay, so
Yep.
what happened was I put up a video that Jack sent us of the best of, and it was like a 30-second clip where you said you wanted to see what the demand would be, and I made a poll and I said, should Brandon go through with this or absolutely not? And it was like 80% yes, 20% no. And then Katie comes over to my desk yesterday and she was like, hey, I was putting something up on Brandon's Instagram for him. I need you to scroll through these. And it was like never ending. Where are the feet at? Send Kayce's feet. And I said, again, out loud, the fact that I've been saying this for years, that I don't find feet sexual and that somebody at this office could be my foot pimp and still no one wants to do it.
I will do it. Give me 10%
I'll
commission.
do it, Kayce. I'll do
I
it.
need the commission. You don't.
No, yes, I do. I got 4 kids. You have none.
Good.
That you know of.
No.
Why? How would she have? Okay.
So we're in season 3 of Unnecessary Roughness.
3.
And
1, 2, 3.
one of the biggest differences between season 2 and 3 is that Katie.
No. The biggest difference between 1 and 2
1
is
and
Katie.
2, excuse me. It was that Katie joined the crew.
Yes.
So we're starting season 3. Katie's with us, but the difference was Katie adding to the podcast, which also meant that the sex jokes went up.
Yeah, she just made one.
Yeah, she's making them all the time. So we have Katie, we have a 4th member, and we talk about sex a lot more. And that's why our friends at Roman have jumped right back on board with Unnecessary Roughness, because they know that we're kind of a sex podcast at this point.
I mean, if you put us underneath the sex Apple Podcast, Spotify podcast category, I don't think they'd reject it.
I mean, we'd be battling with Alex Cooper and
Yes.
Call Her Daddy. Yeah. We're a college football plus sex podcast, and so we're gonna tell you, it's the summer of having sex. You know what? Everybody's getting out now.
Hot girl, hot boy, hot whatever summer.
Whatever you're into, and Roman wants that sex to last longer. That's what they want.
That's the key.
That is the key. So you don't have to think about baseball. You don't have to think about college football. You
Remember
don't have to
who
say
I
your
thought
ABCs.
about?
What, you're like principal or something?
Yeah, and guess what? One of my old elementary school friends reached out to me with the principal's name, and I hope that principal's doing well. I'm not going to say her name.
Yeah, don't say her name. No government names. But Roman swipes. That'll help you not have to think about that nice lady that was your principal back in the day. They're clinically proven to last longer in bed. I had them in my hands the other day because we had to do a swipe up
Yes,
on Instagram.
we did.
I didn't realize how tiny the packaging is.
It's discreet. You can put it in your
teeny,
wallet.
teeny tiny. No one would know you had it. You can put it in your purse, your wallet, your clutch. I mean, hell, you could even probably stick one in your bra, Katie. You could just put one right here. No one would even have an idea. That's how discreet they are.
Absolutely.
So what you do is you take it out of the packet. You just rub it on for a little bit, let it dry. Longer lasting sex, and that's what we want. Fellas, that's what we want. We want you to last a little bit longer so that we can all get to the finish line at the same time. So right now, if you go to getroman.com/walker, you can get your first month of swipes for what, Jack?
$5 off. Oh no, $5
Total.
per month.
Per month.
Yeah, no,
Your
five,
first month.
first month, $5 solo.
So basically, you would be having way better sex for a cup of coffee. I mean,
yeah.
Who doesn't want that?
It's a great deal.
It's a great deal.
Great deal.
So go to getroman.com/walker. You can get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you do choose that monthly plan. That's getroman.com/walker.
Can we do a road trip?
Yes. Sorry.
All right, we're gonna build the best road trip. Okay, 2021
And with the
So here-
rules of one stadium visit, and you can only see a team twice.
All right, so you can't visit one stadium more than once, and twice for a team. Okay, very good. All right. So, any other rules?
Nope.
All right. Let's see. So what I did was I went through every week and wrote at least 5 potential games. I have 7 in week 2, 7 in week 3. So how do you guys want to talk about it? Do we want to nominate a game? Every person nominates a game from week 1, week 2, and then we'll decide on what our game is?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean-
So we will. I think that we should just go round the table, week 1, what our number 1 nomination is, and if it's unanimous, then we know. If it's not, then we argue it.
All right, we'll go ladies first. So Kayce starts, then Katie.
Are we doing a week 0?
I didn't
No.
do week 0.
We can-
We're not doing week 0.
Why not? Why don't we go to Hawaii and
Hawaii,
see Hawaii, UCLA?
UCLA.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Put that down. We're going to Hawaii.
Or do you want to go to Fresno? We can go see
No,
UConn
Hawaii.
Fresno.
No,
No.
we're going to Hawaii.
Okay.
Okay.
Shockingly, Jack, I do not want to go to Fresno, California.
So week 1, despite my graphic that we put out saying that it would be Alabama versus Miami, I say we go to Georgia at Clemson.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay, so you're nominating Georgia Clemson at Charlotte, so that's a neutral site.
Yep.
Yes.
I am
Okay.
agreeing with her.
All right. Well, here are the ones I thought of.
You have to nominate one.
I thought of Penn State at Wisconsin.
I
That's
thought of that
certainly
too.
a good one. Indiana at Iowa. I crossed it off the list because of all the stupid ass bitches at Iowa. Sneaky one. North Carolina at Virginia Tech on a Friday night.
I saw that one. I saw that one too.
Not thrilled about it.
LSU, UCLA, but I think unanimously we will go ahead and decide best game of the week. We will knock out. Now here you got to think. Okay, so this is taking away Georgia and Clemson. You can only hit those teams one more time.
Yes,
Yep,
but it doesn't take away Tiger Stadium though. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why I liked it because
Neither of those teams plays in Tiger Stadium, Kayce. That's LSU.
Death Valley. Sorry, Death Valley.
All right.
Death Valley doesn't take away Death Valley.
So we're going
unanimously. Jack, Georgia, Clemson,
Yes.
Charlotte. Okay.
That's easy. Georgia,
Yes.
Clemson, Charlotte is week 1. Put that on the graphic.
Yep.
All right. Week 2 starts to get a little more difficult.
Are we still going to go the same order? Or do you want to mix up the order?
We'll go the same order because that one was easy.
Okay.
Let's start with the order right here with you.
Oregon at Ohio State.
Same.
Are you girls just gonna?
Which we haven't even seen each other's lists.
I
yet.
have stuff
we have our own lists. You can see it on YouTube right now.
pre-highlighted.
Look, Brandon, our own lists.
Suck it.
Yeah, suck it.
All right. I have 2 then that I
I have 2 other ones
Yeah,
that
I
are
have
on
other
there.
ones,
Yeah, I have other
but that
ones,
was
but
my
that's
first
my
pick.
yeah.
What are y'all together joined at the hip? What are you doing?
We thought about it individually. We prepared.
There's 2 other good games that week.
Yep. I said
Well, there's
3, 4.
More than 2 other good games, but here's a trip that I would like to take at some point in my life.
Yep.
Okay. Utah at BYU. I want to go to BYU. I want to go to Provo. I want to go to a game out there. It looks beautiful. It's the Holy War. It's epic. I think there will be a time to catch Ohio State later in the season. And I think it's chalk to go Oregon, Ohio State. So I either want to go to Utah, BYU, or Iowa at Iowa State.
How is it chalk to take Oregon, Ohio State, but not chalk to take Georgia, Clemson?
It is chalk to take Georgia, Clemson. But I don't want to take chalk two weeks in a row.
It's a good game.
Iowa at Iowa State would be a good trip, especially
Also,
this year.
NC State at Mississippi
Brock.
State.
I mean, I don't
I
want
don't
to
want
go
to go
to
to that.
I don't want to go to
That's
that.
fine.
No offense. Hey, can I give you guys a sneaky one to put on the table though? A sneaky one. A&M at Colorado, so we could go to Boulder.
I do want to go to Boulder this year, but
You think that'll be a blowout?
The way I feel like Boulder, Colorado, and Utah are going to be the same weather, same fucking night. So I'd rather go to Utah, BYU in week 2.
Jack, what was your point?
If there's 2 votes for Ohio State, Oregon, we'll go to Ohio State, Oregon. It's fine.
Yeah,
I
so
had Iowa,
majority.
Iowa State.
Okay, so majority Oregon at Ohio State.
Okay.
Just be chalk ass bitches. That's what
No,
we're gonna do.
not all of them
It's
are
a
chalk.
good game.
Not all of them are chalk. I have different ones.
We could go to Oregon any.
Okay.
We can revisit if
Awesome it'd be to go to Utah, BYU.
and do what? Sit in a
Watch
praise
football
circle?
game. I'm the only
don't
one.
wanna go to
Me and Zach
BYU.
are the only ones that think outside the box here.
No, I've got one outside the box for
Look
week
at my
3. You
list
ready?
from the
You ready for
graphic.
my week 3 outside the box?
Why do you get to go first every time?
You said to keep it the same.
said that time. Why
Would
do
you
you
like
get to go
to go
first
first,
Okay,
every
you
time?
go first this time.
No, I want Jack to go first.
Jack, go first. Week 3.
Cincinnati at Indiana. We're not going to go to Indiana ever again. Sorry, Indiana fans. But Cincinnati and Indiana, we get to see 2 teams. We get to see our 2 pretty good teams, at least that have high expectations. And also, we get to see Indiana. Are they legit when it comes to tailgating for football and whatnot? I know they're a basketball school, but this is the second year of a pretty good football program. So Cincinnati and Indiana isn't a bad pick in my book.
Brandon?
All right, so I have several here that I would like to discuss. Auburn at Penn State, SEC Big Ten clash. Go ahead and knock out Penn State. It's a great road trip. But the one I'm going to nominate is outside the box because I am capable of that thinking.
Well, I think
Nebraska,
you're about to
Oklahoma?
say the one that I'm thinking.
I don't like watching this field on TV.
Oh.
However, I feel like if I go there and I experience it in person, I might get a new appreciation for it. And this is early in the season. I think the weather would be good. Here's the weather. We need to avoid the South in September. Okay. Avoid the hot in September. Avoid the cold in November. That is my rule. So we're gonna go up north, and I'm gonna nominate Oklahoma State at Boise State.
I do not hate that logic. I cannot look at that field. It hurts my fucking eyes. Like I'm sure the weather is fantastic, but boy, that would hurt to stare at for an entire game.
All right, what's yours?
Mine, Nebraska at Oklahoma.
Oh shit.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I think that after all the waves that Nebraska made last year, they were talking about playing in before the season, they were talking about playing in different countries, and they were all about playing. And then you've got Oklahoma, who's a really good team. You got Big Ten versus the Big 12. I think you'll actually see how good Spencer Rattler is against a Big Ten defense. And I want Nebraska to be good again. I think when Nebraska is good, football is more fun. The 90s were more fun. So Nebraska at Oklahoma, a bit again, non-conference games are.
Wanting them to be good and then being good, two different things.
Well, right, but I'm saying if ideally, and I like going to games in Norman unless they're playing A&M because then it's terrifying. But I think that game will probably be a night game, and Nebraska in Norman would be a very cool game to watch.
Didn't they already say it's an 11 a.m. game? And Oklahoma got really mad?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's noon.
Well,
kickoff.
okay, then I don't want to do it if it's a noon kickoff.
Oh, no. I thought that.
Huh?
It's a noon kickoff.
It is a noon kickoff?
Yeah, 100%.
What's yours, Catherine?
Oh.
It was going to be the Auburn-Penn State game, but to keep us from all doing 4 different ones, I'm going to back Cincy at Indiana.
Oh.
I got, hold on. Jack said something that was erroneous earlier, okay?
Big word.
No, Jack said something that was, it was a big word. Jack said something that I think was erroneous because he said,
You got the Jersey cough.
He said, Indiana, we'd never come back to you. But
There's another
week
later
8,
game that's good.
In week 8, Ohio State and Indiana doesn't really have much competition.
Oh, I see. I have that one too, but I think I have a better one week 8.
You've got USC Notre Dame then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's decide. If you guys are if Katie and Jack are gonna band together.
No. We got a better. We can go week 8, Memphis at UCF. We can go to Florida.
No.
Yes, we can go to the Jump House.
Why are we jumping to week? Why are we going to week 8? We got to figure out week 3.
I agree with Jack. I have that game down too. Okay. So, all right. So what are we gonna do week 3?
We're not going to Indiana.
Auburn-Penn State.
Yeah, let's go Auburn-Penn State.
That's chalk.
No, I don't
Who
want to
cares?
I'm
big
Brandon.
2. We have 2 votes. Then you guys have to agree on one. You had 2 votes. Majority rules. Do you agree with Brandon on Boise State?
Good luck. I fucking hate that field.
And then
I can't back down from Nebraska at Oklahoma. No one wants to go with me to fucking Norman.
That's going to be such a
There's
disgusting
other
game.
Oklahoma games. That's my thing.
Stand up for your principles. You want Nebraska, Oklahoma. I want Boise State, Oklahoma State. So we're going to Auburn, Penn State. Just chalky, chalk.
Just awesome stuff. We go to Penn State.
You know what we look like? We look like Yahoo Sports College Football, just covering the surface of things right now. That's what we look like.
And it's going to be a great game. Penn State loves Barstool. We're
Probably
going.
a whiteout.
It is a whiteout.
Yeah, they're doing
Probably.
2 whiteouts this year.
Okay, well, week 4, I have one that I definitely don't think anybody else is going to take. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it out loud so you guys can poo-poo it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech at Texas.
Ugh, awful.
No. And here's my reasoning. Because when those two fan bases get together, they fucking hate each other. Now, it is in Austin, and we're never going to go back to Austin because Austin doesn't have a great game day atmosphere as much as other places. However, I think that Texas Tech and Texas are pretty similar this year. We're going to see how, quote, back Texas is. And that game in week 4 is going to mean a lot for the conference. And I'm telling you guys, Texas Tech fans are fucking fun to party with.
I feel like Texas would blow Texas
And I love
Tech
Austin.
out.
I love Austin. I look for any reason to go to Austin. But I know I'm gonna get poo-pooed on that.
No,
so.
it's a good fan bases. I just don't think the game would be that good.
I think it could be.
Week 4 is kind of weak.
Yeah. I mean, there's one chalk game that I think everybody else is going to have. That's why I thought outside the box on that one.
Yeah, it's almost like we're going to have to settle with that chalk game. But so here's what I wrote down for week 4. I wrote down, by the way, in week 3, we just didn't talk about Alabama and Florida at all.
I have it on my list, but I don't care.
We also didn't talk about one that Virginia Tech at West Virginia would be fun as shit, too.
Oh, man, West Virginia. Home of the naked people.
Week 4, though, here's what I wrote down. I wrote down Kansas at Duke because, my God, just give me the worst game imaginable.
No, there's a UConn-UMass game later on.
Then I wrote down Clemson at NC State.
Yeah.
Kansas State at Oklahoma State. I've never experienced Stillwater. And then my MAC entry for the year.
Oh.
Toledo at Ball State. Muncie is beautiful in that time, September. And then Tennessee at Florida. But I think ultimately it's almost like by default you have to go Notre Dame versus Wisconsin at Soldier Field.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we have to. That's so chalk, though.
There's also the rematch of last year of LSU at Mississippi State that week.
I'm
Saving.
very unbiased national journalist, so I have put 0 Mississippi State games on the list.
Well, that's because they're not going to be any good.
Did you watch the LSU Mississippi State game last year?
I'm just saying.
Fluke. Sorry, what?
Luke, LSU was terrible.
Bad coordinator.
I think we have to go Notre Dame at Wisconsin or versus Wisconsin at Soldier Field because that's
This is not to make fun of you, Katie, because I know what the answer is going to be. They had a bad coordinator on defense last year, right?
Yeah.
LSU?
Yeah.
Who's their defensive coordinator this year? Correct. You have no fucking idea.
I have it in
Nobody
my
does.
thing.
You know why? Because they hired somebody that's never even been a fucking coordinator. They hired somebody that can't coordinate a defense.
I'm looking at my sheet. I made a 60-page Power 5 preview. I'll move on. I'll find it.
so we're chalking it up again.
I don't think it would be chalk. I mean, like, I feel like they're big national games. Like, people, like, I put Notre Dame, Wisconsin on my list, and I got poo-pooed for that. I think it's interesting because it's Jack Cohn going back home. I also think Jack Cohn's going to be a nightmare, but
Yeah, we have to go with that. Okay, week 5.
All right, now we're getting down to some nitty gritty.
I mean, saying that Durante Jones doesn't know how to coach defense is like insane.
I'm not saying that. Everybody's assuming that he does, though. Everybody's assuming he's going to be good. Based on what? Based on what?
I mean, even if he's average, it's a huge upgrade.
If he's average, they're still going to be not very good. You can't be average in the SEC West, a defensive coordinator.
I mean, it's 5 years of NFL experience, but we'll see.
All right. All right. I'm going outside the box on week 5, and I don't give a fuck what y'all think.
What?
What?
But you're going to say it?
Mississippi
You've
State,
got,
Texas
you've
A&M.
got games like Auburn and LSU. Jack, are you testy today?
No. Just say it.
You got Oklahoma at Kansas State. You have Texas at TCU. And then you have Cincinnati at Notre Dame, who Jack's going to have. I love the troops. I love America. And, you know, when people talk about going to football games, they talk about going to Army, Navy. Well, that ain't the only week these teams exist. And I want to go to UCF at Navy in beautiful
Ooh.
Annapolis, Maryland on this beautiful fall day. UCF at Navy.
Why don't we just go the the 2 weeks prior? We had the big discussion about week 3. We don't know what to do week 3. Let's go week 3 Army, September 18th. That's when
Who's
UConn
playing?
plays Army.
Oh, no.
No.
Why
no.
not? Then we don't know. And then
Because
this
UConn's
week,
involved.
this week
That's
we
gonna be
get
a
to go.
7-3 game.
This week we get to go. Then this week we go to Cincinnati at Notre Dame.
No, this week
No.
we're going to Michigan at Wisconsin.
No, week
No.
5.
Ole Miss at
There.
Alabama.
I love Madison. I want to go back to Madison.
We've been to Michigan, Wisconsin.
We didn't go to the game. They didn't get to go.
All right, who did Katie nominate here?
Ole Miss and Alabama. I just want to see their
Why?
offensive.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
I think their offense, that's going to be offensive battle in the SEC.
I'm going to get the shit kicked out of them like they always do. Jack, who did you
They
nominate?
did not. It was close last
You
year.
did Cincy Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
And you did Brandon. You did who?
UCF at Navy.
So Katie and I have to. And I said Michigan, Wisconsin. You've already said no to that.
UCF Navy's just going to be so gross. Who wants to watch AAC football?
Brandon does, apparently.
It's
So we're gonna go watch Notre Dame back-to-back weeks.
no.
No.
That's what
No.
Jack was saying.
No.
No. All right, if we have to, okay, can
Fine, then we're not going to Cincinnati.
Can,
or
okay,
Notre
hey,
Dame.
can we make a team decision here that Mississippi State at A&M is probably good for the team?
Yeah. I concur.
Like, can't we just go to College Station for that game? We probably should.
It's going to be hot as hell.
I'm just saying, week 5, it's both of our teams playing each other. You've never been to Kyle Field. None of you guys have been to Kyle Field. You've never been to College Station. We went to Starkville last year. Let's go to A&M this year. Mississippi State at A&M.
She's right.
All right. Lock it in.
And that's not chalk. Good
By
for
the way,
us.
we've taken none of my suggestions. I'm the heart and soul of the fucking podcast.
Well,
We're
make
taking
better,
zero suggestions.
make better arguments.
Okay, Brandon, you go first then, week 6.
This is the chalk.
This to me is the most loaded week. Okay?
It's very loaded.
It has a bunch of shit. And you just took one of our games out.
I know.
Because we're not going to go back to back.
No.
So,
The chalk answer would be Alabama at A&M.
correct. I'm just looking at my list. So I'm just. No, I don't think that would be the chalk answer. I think the chalk answer is Oklahoma, Texas.
Oh, I was gonna
Okay.
say Alabama A&M is a chalk answer.
Well, I think Oklahoma, Texas is always looked at. I look at Georgia at Auburn because that's an incredible rivalry. I look at Oklahoma, Texas. I look at Penn State, Iowa, Notre Dame at Virginia Tech. I mean, this is a loaded ass week.
It is.
But if we're taking the most iconic trip or whatever we're doing here, I think you have to go Oklahoma, Texas.
Yep.
I agree. I think we should go to the Red River Shootout. Red River Shootout it is. And we're going to continue to call it a shootout because fuck everybody.
I also wrote down Boise State at BYU because I want to go to BYU. And y'all are
What's your obsession with wanting to go to BYU?
I look at it, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful.
I mean, this fucking Cotton Bowl is in the butt crack of Texas.
It's in Dallas.
Said what I said.
it is in a shitty area.
Michigan at Nebraska would have been good that week too. It's a loaded week. Notre Dame at Virginia Tech would have been great.
It is a loaded week, but I think for the college football experience, we've got to go to the Cotton Bowl. It stinks there, but okay. So week 7.
It's easy.
Who's going first then?
Katie.
I have 2. One of them I'm guessing is Brandon's talking about, Miami at UNC. The second one, UCF at Cincinnati.
I was talking about neither of those.
Oh,
All right, mister.
I was gonna say Miami at North Carolina.
Let me tell you guys something. If you are planning a college football trip, a college football stadium trip,
And you don't go to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
you have to include the best stadium, the best tailgating, the craziest fans, and you got to go to Florida at LSU in week 7.
I mean, I have that written down too.
More than UCF Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I know you guys are talking tailgates, but what about the actual game?
LSU.
Like,
Florida, LSU, those 2 teams could be better than both UCF and Cincinnati. I'm gonna
no,
say.
I think they're proportionally be better. I think it'll be UCF Cincinnati be a better.
I also just don't think we're
Well,
ever
why
going
do you want to go to
North
Cincinnati,
Carolina.
Ohio?
I'm thinking more
It
about
will probably
the
be
game.
45 degrees there.
No, I agree
rather
100%
be
with the
cold than
LSU
hot.
Florida being a better environment. I was thinking more of the matchup, just like what it means storyline with like whoever wins that's the best group of 5 team in the nation.
But have we
But
not gone to LSU? So we're not going to... I guess okay.
LSU Florida we're good with.
I wish we had done a draft so I could have all the games I wanted.
Well, but then that would have been a stupid graphic.
I told you I want to do a draft so I could go to BYU. I want to go to be with my people.
Oh my god.
You're all of a sudden a Mormon?
All right.
Look at me, blonde hair,
Yeah.
older, don't have sex. I'm a Mormon.
Week
Don't drink
7,
coffee.
Florida LSU.
So you have like multiple wives, right?
Can you imagine that? I'd like to trade in the one I got. All right.
Oh,
Okay, so what did we decide on?
Florida
Wait.
LSU.
Florida LSU?
Yeah.
I want to know what Jack thinks.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I value his opinion more than both of you.
That's fine.
Florida,
Florida,
LSU,
LSU,
it
fine.
is. And also, who wants to go to Cincinnati, Ohio in October?
What about why is Miami North Carolina so bad?
I mean,
It would be fine, but it's not LSU.
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
no, a better UNC
All right.
game would be Notre Dame.
Florida at LSU.
I don't think it's
All
a
right,
great game.
week 8. Again, kind of wild cards here. I will let Jack lead off on this one.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting deep into October, so I guess we could go down to Orlando. We already said no there. Obviously, probably the chalk pick is USC at Notre Dame, but it's going to be cold up there. But I guess if you want to go to Notre Dame, you kind of want to not go when it's 95, 90 degrees. You kind of want to go when it's a little chilly outside. So,
I want to piss off Notre Dame. I think it'd be funny if the day that USC's at Notre Dame, we go to fucking Bloomington, Indiana.
that would be funny.
That would be funny.
Yep.
But here's the thing, though, Brandon. USC at Notre Dame is the 7:30 kickoff, and a night game at Notre Dame would be sick.
All right, I'm on board for USC Notre Dame. I had it written down. I wrote down NC State at Miami, Ohio State at Indiana, Oklahoma State at Iowa State, and Memphis at UCF. I think that Memphis at UCF is sneaky.
It's
Great.
sneaky, but I mean, if we're gonna go to South Bend and it's a night game, and you've got the the iconic USC helmets, Clay Helton's on the hot seat, I think that game would be so sick.
This is so chalky. I'm doing one next week by myself, and it's going to be my list.
Okay.
We'll put out a graphic.
It's not chalky. It's just, I mean,
I also had Coastal App State for week 8.
Jack, is it
but-
chalky?
It's chalky, but it's the ideal trip. Is the ideal trip going to Ball State against Ohio? No, unless it's a Tuesday night in November.
Nuts and bolts of college football. Boise State, Blue Field. Go look at it yourself. BYU with a bunch of Mormons. Come on.
I don't.
BYU 's
I am
not
so
gonna be great this
confused
year.
by
It's not
your
worth it.
obsession all of a sudden with BYU.
He's found his people.
All right, here
I
we
thought
go.
Iowa State were your people.
I'm trying to get
He
to
got
Ames, and y'all won't
converted.
let me.
No, I have one where I want to go to Ames. I have one. Don't worry.
All right, week 8, USC at Notre Dame.
Yes.
What's your week 9 pick, Brandon?
It's probably going to be like Indiana against.
I'm going to
Purdue.
say he's going to go with
That actually be a
Penn
good
State,
game.
Ohio State.
I'm not.
Ah.
I'm not. I'm torn between two.
I'm torn between two too.
And, I'm a little sick of Notre Dame. We've been talking about them too much.
Well,
so I'm
they're off the
scratching-
list. We can't get them.
Yeah,
anymore.
they're off the list because we're going there the week before.
We hit them
No,
twice.
we're not. We're going to Ohio State, Indiana, I thought. Oh, yeah, we were going to Notre Dame. Okay, they're off the list. All right. So they're off. Okay. I'm torn between two, and it's Michigan and Michigan State, because give me a rivalry game right up in my ass. Give me that. Or
Jeez.
give me Georgia, Florida at Jacksonville.
Okay, so my two that I'm trying to decide between are Georgia, Florida, Jacksonville, or Iowa at Wisconsin.
That's going to be so ugly. That's like watching old people fuck, Kayce. What are you going to
Yeah.
go watch a 9-6 game?
That game would.
I just want to. I'm trying to get back to Madison. Trying to get back to Madison.
And you want to fucking go when Iowa's in town?
I think Iowa is going to be pretty decent this year.
At what? Not scoring. It'd be gross.
Their
It will be a
defense.
gross game. It will be a gross game. But I also like Georgia, Florida. Like, yes, it's like when it's a good game, it's great. It's can kind of a little bit be overrated sometimes.
I don't know. I've never been. You've been.
Yeah, I've been multiple times. You've never been. Well, Katie, what's your pick?
I was going to do UNC Notre Dame, but second option, probably Georgia, Florida.
Jack?
Yeah, I think maybe that rivalry and atmosphere is overrated, but it seems cool. You
It's
get
not
to
always
experience.
overrated by any stretch of the
You get to
imagination,
experience
We can go to Columbus. We can go to Penn State, Ohio State. I don't care. We haven't got Ohio State yet.
Yeah, we do. Oregon, Ohio State,
Yeah.
week 2.
Oh, we're already
Okay, no,
going.
all of you guys at the largest outdoor cocktail party. Let's go Georgia, Florida.
Yep.
Okay.
Georgia's
Brandon,
off the list.
Brandon, week 10. This one's catered to you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready to go to Texas at Iowa State.
Oh, I'm ready to go to the worst part in the country, according to Brandon.
Where?
Where are you going?
Oxford.
Well, bye. Fucking go then. I don't care.
It's the Brandon Walker Morley Cup Bowl.
Liberty is that
Liberty.
there?
Liberty Ole
Oh,
Miss.
whores for everybody. Okay.
That is
Oh,
the
that's a
content-
good
By the
one.
way,
That's a
Brandon,
good one.
did you see that? Who Liberty picked up a born again Christian after he was kicked off of the Tennessee football team.
I'm going to say this. I think for the sake of the podcast, we have to go to the Hugh Freeze game.
No,
No, absolutely not going to Oxford, Mississippi.
we're
ever.
going to Washington.
No, we're going to Ames.
First of all, hold on.
I think it was Arizona State.
Loaded week right here. We're just
Yeah.
going to skip LSU, Alabama. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Indiana at
Auburn-
Michigan.
Indiana, Michigan, Auburn, A&M, Ohio State, Nebraska. I do kind of want to go to Nebraska. Oregon at Washington.
That's
Katie, that's
huge.
on your top 5 list.
Yeah, I know. But I put
Texas-
content above it.
Texas
Of
at
personal
Iowa
games.
State. Both of those teams are always
Also,
like.
I think USC versus Arizona State.
Arizona State.
Sneaky good. That's going to be the winner of the South.
No,
right
that's not
there.
even the best game in the Pac-12 that week.
Between I know Oregon and Washington is my top choice.
have we gone to a Pac-12 school yet?
No,
we're
Okay,
going
then
to
Oregon.
Washington.
We've seen.
Oh,
Oregon,
yeah, no, we
haven't
are-
gone.
We're going to
Okay.
Washington.
Yes.
Are we going to
hold
Washington?
on.
Oregon, Washington.
We're going to sailgate.
I want to go to Ames.
I want to go to Ames
None.
too.
You got it. Oklahoma Ames. Oklahoma Iowa State.
Oh, perfect.
They play in the
They're
Norman.
playing in Norman, week 12.
So.
Well, he wants to go to
One
Ames.
game for
Iowa,
Ames?
right? You want to go there, not just see.
I really got to go to the bathroom in the middle of this.
We got 3 weeks left here, Jack.
3 weeks, Jack.
All right.
Okay, Oregon,
Wait, who
Washington.
did we decide on?
Ames.
No, we're
Oregon,
going to
Washington.
Washington.
Okay,
We're
so
sailgating.
So here's the thing. Now we have not run into this yet. It took us to week 10. We have a 2-2 square off.
Then you guys win because you guys are
The head.
you're the heads.
Yeah.
fair.
You
But
guys
we're
are
not
the
gonna be like
hosts.
that.
You guys.
We're all at an equal
right
table
there.
here. So
No, Texas, Iowa State.
We're going to Ames.
I consider you three equal. Okay, so
Brandon.
with each other.
Brandon, we're going to Ames.
We're going to Ames.
I kind of like Oregon, Washington too.
Yes, Oregon at Washington is going to be good. Those are two very good teams this year.
It's going to be the
they-
decider
like
for
the
the Pac-12
tailgating.
representation
Yes,
in the
yes,
college
yes.
football
Tailgating.
playoffs.
They got
I
the
love the
tailgating.
tailgating. Okay, fine.
But I do agree with
tailgating.
I do agree that Pac-12 is going to be good this year. Arizona State, if they don't have a big blow up with the coaching staff and what's going on behind the scenes there, they have a good football team this year.
Do you
Okay,
think that Arizona State could see postseason self-ban?
By the way,
For
can
the-
I throw something out
I'm
here?
not sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
what?
Week 11, we could go to Washington. The very next week.
What
Okay,
is it?
we could Arizona State at Washington.
Yes.
Ooh.
So let's go to Ames week 10, Washington week 11, because the game that I had was Michigan at Penn State, but we've already gone to Penn State, so we can't go back. So we're sailgating week 11. We're going to Ames week 10.
And then week 12, we get to go to Norman for you.
Yes.
No, why?
Iowa State at Oklahoma, week 12.
I actually was going to say Virginia Tech at Miami. Right, we're jumping ahead of ourselves.
But that's not bad. I don't
Okay,
hate Virginia
okay.
Tech at Miami.
Time. Everybody stop! So, week 10, we're going
You know
to...
what's funny? He went back to Mississippi and his Mississippi haircut just came back right away.
We're
Just a
going
lot
Texas to Iowa State in week 10.
Yes.
And then week 11, we're going Arizona State, Washington.
Yes.
Yes, and we're sailgating.
Yeah.
I'd just like to point out, Air Force, Colorado State, I had you written down first, too. To show
All right,
you.
we'll make sure to
Okay,
send that
congrats.
to
You
the
get a cookie.
Viceroys.
Yes.
And then,
Hey, Colton.
okay, so week 10, we're locked in Texas, Iowa State.
Yes.
Yes.
Week 11, we're locked in at going to Washington.
And
Arizona
sailgating.
State at Washington.
Yes.
Week 12.
Week 11 is not great. Week 11
Yes.
didn't have many good games.
It's a good game.
Week
That
12.
is, yeah, but I'm saying, like, the other options for me were Miami at Florida State and Michigan at Penn State.
A&M at Ole Miss may
Yeah.
not be awful.
Can I just take you guys inside the thought process? At Ole Miss isn't on the goddamn table.
Okay.
Stop saying.
Hey.
You don't have to go. You can go
You
hang
can-
out in
yeah.
Mississippi.
No,
We'll
no.
hold
No,
down
I'm
the
not
fort.
gonna
No.
go. You're not gonna take me.
No,
You're
he
not
could
gonna
go
do
to
it. I'm not sure rubber
Colorado
sport without
State
me.
at Air Force.
Yeah, have
No,
fun.
We're not.
Yeah, have elevation sickness.
Send videos.
Fucking Oxford and Mississippi is not part of the ideal road trip. All right,
Wah,
it's
wah.
just not.
Week 12.
Week 12, I'm gonna try to fucking wiggle my way back to Madison again. Nebraska, Wisconsin.
What?
You have to do Iowa
Oh my
State,
God,
Oklahoma.
Kayce put every home game for
I
Wisconsin.
just want to go back to Madison.
It's
You
unbelievable.
want to go to Madison, Wisconsin in the butt crack of November?
I don't care about that. Okay,
Listen,
so my other options are Iowa State at Oklahoma, but we're already going to Oklahoma, and Virginia Tech at Miami.
At week 12?
No. We're not going to Oklahoma.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Why
We're going to
not?
Cotton Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah. You have to do Iowa State, Oklahoma, week 12.
But we've just been to Ames 2 weeks before that.
Yeah,
We went to.
they're a top team.
No, we
Can
got
I
to.
tell you? Can I share a secret?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Week 12, it's deep in November. It's gonna be cold. Colorado State's at Hawaii, guys.
We already been to
We're
Hawaii.
already
going
gone to
week
Hawaii.
0.
We're going to Hawaii already.
Virginia Tech's at Miami.
I said
Oh.
that.
Iowa
I said
State.
Virginia Tech
Did
at Miami.
all of you guys put Iowa State at Oklahoma.
Yeah, but I like the idea. We're going to
We just-
Miami.
Yeah, but we also just saw
We can
Iowa
go-
State 2
Also,
weeks before.
Oregon's at Utah. I can go see my people.
Yep.
It's going to be cold up there too. What about
Maybe there's a
Minnesota
Friday
and Indiana?
night BYU game, and then Saturday we go to Utah.
What's
No,
Friday
it
night?
has to be
No,
one week.
I'm doing that week 13. We're gonna do a 3-day trip.
Oh.
Three different games week 13.
Okay,
Are
hold
we
on. What
really
is-
not going to go to Madison?
Womp womp.
No, we're not going to Why we've been to Madison.
But I like it.
All right, what's week 12? We're going to Iowa State, Oklahoma.
No.
Yes.
We just saw Iowa State play 2 weeks before. Let's go Virginia.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Virginia.
Take your fucking ass to the bathroom, Jack. Get somebody else to just press record. It'll be fine.
He didn't even hear you say that. So should we just take a pause now since we're all arguing?
No, you guys.
That's good. Wait, Jack, what's your official one?
Yeah. What's your official
What's your
pick?
official for week 12?
Week 12.
Virginia Tech at Miami.
We're going.
We're going to Miami.
We're gonna go,
Virginia Tech,
yeah.
okay.
We're hitting South Beach.
Jeremy with us.
I think we should scratch the Ames game
No.
and then go to Iowa State, Oklahoma.
You all put that
But
on
you
your
want to
list
go
and-
to Ames. What? Okay. So then, okay, Brandon, if we scratch the Ames game, then where do we go week 10? Washington. Then what do we do week 11?
We go to LSU at Alabama or Ohio State at Nebraska.
I say LSU Alabama. Oh, I say Liberty Ole Miss. You have to do it. The content that is going to come
I'm
out
not
of
going to
that.
fucking Ole Miss, Katie.
In the name of content.
There's no content. They don't pay me enough to do content of that piece of shit.
All in the
As
name
I
of
was like
content.
trying to get us to go to Texas Tech, Texas earlier, I'm like, I like Austin.
Content.
I say we stick with Ames in week 10, we sailgate in week 11, and we go to South Beach in week 12.
Well,
Virginia
I
Tech
think
Miami's
Oklahoma
not a
could
great
legitimately
game.
be the Big 12 championship game de
That's
facto.
true.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We could do Mississippi State, Arkansas, and watch
Okay, then,
Mississippi
so
State
we-
lose again.
week 10.
I made Brandon
A
mad.
little rivalry there. Okay, so what are the week 10 options if we take Ames off the table?
I have LSU at Alabama, Mississippi State at Arkansas, Indiana at Michigan, Oregon at Washington, USC at Arizona State. And then Liberty at Ole Miss.
Okay, if we take it off, I don't think we should do LSU at Alabama because I think we've done too many SEC games. I like Indiana at Michigan.
1, 2?
I don't know. The problem is we're not seeing them. That's the issue.
We have Georgia, Florida is the other SEC
And,
game.
oh yeah, we were also at an SEC game the week before.
Okay, wait. Shut the fuck up and wait.
Okay, what?
Mm-hmm.
What if week 10 we sailgate at Oregon, Washington,
Okay.
and then week 11 we go to Miami, Florida State, and then week 12 we go to Iowa State, Oklahoma.
Love that. In on that. Miami, Florida State is also on my list because it should be a good rivalry. It's not been recently, but yes, good call, Brandon. So we're sailgating week 10.
Yes.
We're going to
Oregon,
Florida
Washington.
week 11. We're going to Norman week 12.
Yep.
Love it.
You know what I love about this? We're not going to any of these fucking games.
I know. Just hypothetically in a fantasy world.
Week 13.
All right. Rivalry week, week 13. We're spending Thanksgiving together in God's country. We're going to my mama's house in West Point, Mississippi. We're going to eat some Thanksgiving, some green bean casserole, some mac and cheese, some
I'm down.
gravy. We're going to eat all that, and then we're going to ride over to Starkville Thursday night. We're going to watch Mississippi State win the Egg Bowl. After that,
Now
we go-
you want to do
Yes,
the name of
no,
content.
no. 1,000% because I want to eat his mama's cooking.
and then
1,000,
we're
you
going-
know they do Thanksgiving right in the Walker household.
Yeah, and we do it at 11:30 in the morning, and
Oh,
then we
fuck,
and then we
That's weird.
after that game and the next morning we get on a plane and we go to another rivalry game. We go to Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay,
That's
I'm
where
on
we
board now.
watch
Yes.
North Carolina
Yes.
at NC State, and then on
Oh, no.
Saturday we finish our rivalry weekend. And you can take your pick. We can go to Alabama. We can go to the Iron Bowl. We
Iron
can go
Bowl.
to Florida State at Florida. We can go to A&M LSU. We can go to Oklahoma State. We can go to Bedlam, or we can go to Ohio State, Michigan.
Iron Bowl.
It's also Clemson, South Carolina. But I think Iron Bowl is better.
That way we stay in the South. So we go Ole Miss at Mississippi State on Thursday, UNC at NC State Friday, and Alabama at Auburn Saturday. Tell me that ain't a great weekend.
I'm going to wake up dead tomorrow because of this
Is
one.
she okay?
I don't. Too much dick.
Oh, she told me earlier you can never have enough of that.
Sorry.
You okay?
I feel bad now.
Well, she's now convulsing. All
I'm
right,
scared.
good stuff. You know she has a date tonight, Katie. So hopefully she'll. Okay.
I'm crying.
So, to recap, I guess I'll wait for Jack to get back from his
Jack missed a
bathroom.
lot.
And Kayce is. So, okay, now Casey's down. She's down.
I don't know what to do.
Katie, how's your life going?
Not great. I thought I lost about 400 scheduled Barstool athlete posts today and nearly wanted to burn this office to the ground.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm the
cool.
one
But you didn't?
scheduling everything on Twitter and Instagram.
Are we good on our teams?
We still need oh, we forgot one major one, week 13, at least an honorable mention, but Ohio State at Michigan.
I literally said it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I love that too.
All right.
Ohio State at Michigan's good.
All right. To recap.
Wait,
In
wait for Jack.
one.
Wait for Jack.
And then week 15 Army Navy.
Yeah, week 15
yeah,
on the Navy.
obviously.
And week 14 best championship game. Best championship game.
I want a Homer ACC, but we're probably gonna have to Kayce's.
I think I'm dying.
Cool. So next week it'll just be me and Jack and Katie. send flowers and request for feet pics to me. I'll get them to the
Casket
Smith
feet pics.
Hey, we'll get the necrophiliacs.
We're gonna have we're gonna have an open casket, but it'll be open on the foot end.
We can charge.
Oh my god.
Well,
Charge your feet and just come up and lick at them.
Lick them too.
Ew, Katie.
Katie.
Ew.
Ew, David.
All right. So
Ew, David.
is Jack doing ones or twos? Onesies
Oh my
or
god.
twosies?
Tell Brandon what happened. Tell Brandon what happened.
We were gonna film an episode. We couldn't find Jack.
We
So
couldn't find him anywhere,
We
Brandon.
FaceTimed him together, and if you're like, "Where are you?" He's like, "I'm in the bathroom."
He answered the phone while
on
the toilet.
FaceTime.
I've done that before.
I did that was
Men are
like
disgusting.
I FaceTime my parents, not friends.
I don't FaceTime anybody when I'm in the bathroom doing anything. Well,
I'm a
that's not true.
heathen. Yeah.
I'm sure
The
you've
shower, yeah.
okay. Relax. Jeez.
I really needed this. I
I'd
had
like to
such a
do
long
a recap. Is Jack okay?
He maybe fell in.
I do not miss that office. Can I tell you that? Is that office always that gray?
It's just because your shining face is not here to light it up.
While we're at it, I'm plugging some new merch. Be a nice human.
You can see it on the YouTube.
You can see it. This is the blue version on the front. There's I'm literally dying as we're speaking.
At least you're dying hot.
There's a piece. Oh, thank you.
And Brandon had the biggest eye roll of all time.
There's a peace sign on the front. We've got blue, we've got Barbie pink, and we've got off-white.
They're very nice and they're very soft
Very
and fluffy.
comfortable.
Love how we're in season 3 of this podcast. You've never even suggested a t-shirt idea or a tank top idea. Now we're plugging your fucking merch on the show.
I absolutely have. We are the worst. I honestly,
all these broads that love unnecessary roughness, they'll buy stuff.
I honestly think we are the worst in the merch game. Jack, you missed a lot. A lot has happened.
All right, sit down, Jack.
A lot. First of all, I had an absolute, I almost
She
died.
almost died.
I literally almost died. You can keep it in the YouTube because it was probably very funny. I legitimately almost died.
Like coughing.
All right,
And
here's
then
the recap.
Katie's now paying people to lick my feet in my casket. You missed
All
a
right,
lot.
the recap. Our college football ultimate road trip 2021 for unnecessary roughness in week 1.
We're still on the road trip.
No, we waited for you to recap.
I'm kidding.
I got to recap it.
I know. It was a joke.
Week 0, not week 1.
Week 0, we're going to Hawaii.
Yep.
Hawaii to treat ourselves. So good. I don't even know who they're playing, but we're going UCLA.
Yes.
All right, we're going to UCLA and Hawaii in week 0. In week 1, we are headed to Charlotte to take on Georgia and Clemson. There we go, Georgia, Clemson in week 1. Week 2, we're going to Columbus, Ohio, where we see the Oregon Ducks at the Ohio State Buckeyes. Week 3, Happy Valley, Auburn at Penn State. I feel like we might be Big Ten heavy. Auburn at Penn State. Week 4, we're going to another neutral site. We might be going too many neutral sites. We need to go to campuses.
It does. What?
We're going to Notre Dame against Wisconsin in Chicago. Week 5, we're going to College Station with the unnecessary roughness rivalry battle. No bets this year. Thank you.
There will absolutely be bets. You know
Hell
that.
yeah.
No, I told you. I remember.
You can make them.
Brandon, it is not me that you have to worry about. You have
I
to worry
swore
about
off bets. I don't have to do bets anymore.
I understand that, but you know that the 2 other co-hosts of ours on the college football show will not let that fly, and you know that.
Mississippi State at Texas A&M in week 5, and Kayce, we're actually probably going to have to really go to
No,
that
I know.
game.
We actually need to go to it, yeah.
Yeah.
No, because we're going to be at a different one.
No, not that week, right?
No, not that week.
Yes, this one.
I didn't think that was happening. This one's happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We can go to that one.
I'm going to okay.
Can you tell me?
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, yeah. No, I know which one's not happening. Okay.
Week 6.
Week 6, we're going to Dallas, Texas for Oklahoma, Texas, the Red River Shootout. Week 7, we're going to Baton Rouge, Florida at LSU. Week 8, we're going to USC at Notre Dame in South Bend. All Power 5s, by the way. Nothing outside the box.
I suggested
We're
fine.
We're such chalky bitches.
We also adjusted non-Power 5, but somehow we all just ended up.
Yeah.
Week 9, Georgia, Florida, and Jacksonville. Way too many neutral sites.
What's the issue with that? It's still, like, I know it's not a campus, but it's still game.
We're not on campus. We're not feeling the campus vibes. We're not going to the Union. We're not eating Chick-fil-A and with a bunch of college kids.
You can eat Chick-fil-A around the corner from here.
There is absolutely not a Chick-fil-A around the corner from that office.
Yeah,
It's
pretty close.
8 blocks away.
5 and 2 over.
Okay, Brandon, now week 10, 11, and 12, Jack missed all the new changes.
Yes.
Jack,
I'm
these are
sorry. We
big.
rewrote week 10, 11, and 12, Jack. Every suggestion you had got thrown out. In week 10, we're sailgating again. We're going Oregon at Washington in
Oh,
week
so
10.
the one that I initially said.
Yes.
We're going to Oregon at Washington. And then week 11, we're going to Miami at Florida State.
Yes.
We're going to Tallahassee. We're going to go Miami, Florida State for some rivalry action. In week 12, we're still going to Iowa State, Oklahoma.
Pretty good.
Great. I love it. Sounds good. I would love to go to Tallahassee. And then I suggested week 10 and then week 12. That sounds great. I want to go to that game.
Okay, and now we have a 3-parter for rivalry weekend.
All right. Can
13,
I
we're
guess?
going to-
Can I guess?
Yes.
Okay. Thursday night, we are going to Mississippi,
Yeah.
Yes.
Starkville.
Yes.
Then on Friday, we are going to. Fuck. Are they not?
No, we're not going to fuck.
We are going to
That'd be great content.
fuck.
And then
I'll give you a hint. It's somebody in this room's team.
But not their campus. They're the road team.
I mean, Jack, it's pretty easy to figure out.
we're going to NC State.
Yes.
And then Saturday, we're going to Ohio State, Michigan, or
Nope.
Alabama, Auburn.
The Iron Bowl.
Okay, nice, awesome. That's a great trip. Can't wait.
And
And
then-
then what conference championship game are we going to?
We decided the best one. I think we should add on the graphic, the one that means the most for the playoff.
Seems valid to me.
The conference championship game that means the most for the playoff implications.
Or just the AAC championship game, just to be dicks.
Yeah, or the MAC. Go to
Or
Detroit.
MAC.
And
I'd
then-
love to go to the MAC championship game.
And then week 15, Army Navy.
I'm creating my alternate list next week. I just want to go ahead and give you that. I got to go to at least one MAC game. I'm sorry. I got to go to a MAC game. And guess what? I want to go to BYU and I want to go to Boise State.
got Tuesdays and Wednesdays
I have
for
an
that.
idea. Why don't we just make an alternate list together?
No, because you ruined my first list. My first list was going to be an
I
alternate
didn't
list.
ruin shit.
So chalky.
I'm gonna die. I'm physically going to die.
That Bart Simpson should be writing this on a blackboard. That's how chalky this list is.
Oh, you're fine. It's gonna be fun.
It's
Content. Katie wanted to go to Ole Miss, Jack, like
yeah,
5
Liberty
times.
Ole Miss. That's like
Oh,
the
yeah,
Brandon
Jack,
Walker,
Jack, when
Morley
you-
Krupp Bowl.
When you rewatch this, you're gonna see Brandon absolutely lose his mind right before I become deceased. It should probably be a clip on the internet.
I mean, that would be phenomenal for content. The game, not Kayce dying.
No, also that would be good for content if I die.
Okay, well we're gonna go to 3 weeks of Duke basketball games this year, Katie. Be great for content.
Okay, it would be.
Yeah, you.
I
walked into
love
that one.
Rico to death, but I think that him and Adu in Rough and Rowdy are in a room together for the kids would be amazing. In the name of
Quite
content.
a sentence right there. That was a lot. What else do we have? Do we have anything else to talk about on the show?
We have those lists, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I can speak much longer.
All right, you don't have to speak. I do want to tear apart one of these lists, and we won't do both. We'll do the top 100 players next week.
Okay.
So Jack sent me the list of Pro Football Focus ranking all 130 starting quarterbacks in college football, and you do not have to participate. You can jump in when you want to. First of all, Pro Football Focus I think is fantastic. I think they're very unbiased. I think they do a good job. I think they look past the guy's recruiting rating, they look past the guy's where he plays, and they look at the actual production, and I appreciate that. However, I feel like this list, it just goes wrong so many places. I'm going to start at the top. They've got Spencer Rattler at number 1. They got Sam Howell at number 2. I think Sam Howell is far and away the best quarterback in college football coming into the season.
Because he's proven more than Spencer Rattler.
100% more. He's done it twice as opposed to once. And Sam Howell, last year people think, he just handed off those running backs, and those running backs went off. They had great stats. Sam Howell still had, I believe, 3,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 7 interceptions in a COVID-shortened season. He was fantastic. His 2 years, if he were to play all 4 years, you're looking at a guy who would go down as one of the all-time statistical greats. He's not going to play 4 years. He's only going to play 3, but his 3 years are going to stack right up with Trevor Lawrence's.
Did you see something about this list? They have a tier system, too. So they have Spencer Rattler in tier 1 by himself as the
Which
elite.
is ridiculous.
And then they
I
have
think
basically
Spencer Rattler
2 through
is a-
25 alone.
I think Spencer Rattler is a very good quarterback. I don't think you can justify him being over Sam Howell or being in a tier by himself.
That's what I'm about to say. Even if you try to make the argument that he's better than Sam Howell, which I agree with you can't yet because we just haven't seen that on paper, he's not in a league of his own. You cannot put him in a league of his own yet. Maybe after this season, but...
They have De'Aaron King at 3, Dylan Gabriel, UCF at 4. I'm fine with that. I think Michael Penix Jr. at 5 is one of the most overrated players I've ever seen anywhere. Michael Penix Jr. is fine. He is a solid quarterback. Call him an above-average quarterback. He is not an elite quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He is somebody that can manage the game and can make plays with his feet, and he's fine, but he's not the 5th best quarterback in the country, period. That's just ridiculous. Matt Corral at 6, I'm fine with that. I think Matt Corral is really, really good. He's also really bad at times, but his good outweighs his bad. I won't say everything, but the Grayson McCall at 7. I just want to point out a couple that are too high and too low. They've got Miles Brennan LSU at number 9. There's zero guarantee Miles Brennan's the starting quarterback for LSU come September.
He's been the next guy for 17 years.
And it could be Max Johnson. It literally could be him. There's no guarantee Miles Brennan is the quarterback at LSU, and there's certainly nothing to tell me that he's the 9th best quarterback in the country. That is crazy. Carson Strong at 10. They got Emory Jones at 14. Feels a little high. He's never proven anything. Connor Bazelak, who at Missouri, I think he's underrated. Mackenzie Milton at 16. Who knows what we're going to get from him. They got Brock Purdy at 17. That feels low.
That feels super low.
They have Desmond Ridder at 40.
Malik Willis at 19 feels really low. I think he's a top 5 to 10 quarterback in the country. And then they got C.J. Stroud for Ohio State, who's never taken a meaningful snap. They've got Bryce Young, who's never taken a meaningful snap at 20 and 22. J.T. Daniels at 23 seems very low. I think what we got out of J.T. Daniels last year was fantastic. I feel like he's a top 5 or 10 quarterback in this country.
Yeah,
it's very strange he's not on that list.
There's been a lot of rankings from different people coming out, and maybe this is me from just this room, but I also feel like we're so high on JT Daniels in the top 5, if not top 3, and every single ranking has him outside the top 10.
It doesn't make sense.
Driven by me, I think I've been driving the JT Daniels bus a lot, but I think we're probably higher on JT Daniels than most people.
Fair.
That's because we're right.
Well, I'm right, and you guys can ride in that wave.
Shut up, Brandon.
You make good points occasionally.
All the time.
Until he then walks back and says something that
26, Wisconsin's Graham Mertz. Also, there's no reference of Jack Cohn. 30, Phil Jerkovic.
By the way, 43 is Nick
32.
Starkel.
Jack Cohn's in there.
32.
Nick Starkel, the first 47-year-old man to ever start in college football.
He loves
How
Justin
the
Bieber.
fuck is he still a starting quarterback?
I do not know. He's played for 17
He followed
teams
us
too.
on Twitter.
Nick Starkel. He's been following me for a long time.
Oh, wait.
He played at A&M. He's asked my dude, remember?
He actually didn't follow us on Twitter. He's a Barstool athlete. That's what he is.
Oh.
Devin Leary, NC State's 44. I think he's ranked a little low. So there you go. Not a lot to really bitch about, but I think they got a couple wrong at the very, very top. Okay.
Who would be your top 5 right now?
Starting quarterbacks, so I'd go Sam Howell for sure. I'd go De'Aaron King, provided he's healthy for sure. I'd go Spencer Rattler for sure. Corral for sure.
JT Daniels.
And then I would say who?
JT Daniels.
No, I would probably go, now that I'm saying them out loud. Who was the guy I was about to say? Oh, Malik. Did I say Malik Wills?
No, you didn't. So that would be your 5. And would you put JT Daniels at 6?
I would say JT Daniels probably 6. I would have Malik Willis way up there. That's what I would go with. What about you guys?
I would do Sam Howell, Spencer Rattler, De'Aaron King, JT Daniels, Matt Corral.
I would toss
Malik
DJ
6.
up there.
Oh, sorry. I got to take one out. Take Malik Willis out. We'll take him out. Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. Fuck. Yeah, so
I think
Dylan Gabriel will be my 6.
I'd take DJ over Dylan. Not gonna lie. but
You went in Galele?
Oh, fuck, I forgot about DJ.
I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
too. Fuck.
offline we'll talk about all our top ones.
I know what we'll do. Let's bring our top 5 quarterbacks next week too.
Let's have a
How many
quarterback
lists are
draft.
we bringing next week? I got to fix our fucking. I got to fix our trip, and then I'm gonna do that. And then what is the other top 5 I told y'all to write down?
Yeah, we did have a list we were supposed to bring.
Wait, you want to do your draft? Let's do a quarterback draft.
I don't want a quarterback draft. I want.
Wait, what other list are we supposed to bring next week?
I told y'all to bring a list. Didn't y'all write it
When?
down?
No, nobody remembers.
What list?
They're
I
gonna.
told you. Sir, why is the screen white?
Because I don't know.
You're gonna be on it anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Am I really?
Yes.
I'll be looking good too.
There we go.
What the fuck was that list?
Fucking sexy.
Top
Oh, calm
5.
down.
Whoever listened to the show, DM us and tell us the list.
No,
that we're
Jack
supposed to do.
and Katie will listen back to it. They'll tell us.
Oh, you're just gonna give them work to do?
They already listened back to it to edit
What?
it.
Yeah. What?
Do you tell us in a
What
text
list
message?
did he told us to
No,
bring?
No,
a
he said it
list?
on this podcast, and I actually thought we should write it down, but then I just didn't write it down.
It was early. It was like 20 minutes in.
What list did he ask
I have
for?
no fucking idea.
Top 5 somethings. I don't know.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I died from dysentery between now and then, so
We'll make money off licking your feet, though.
yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
right. I think licking Casey's feet is where I usually like to stop the show.
Okay.
So, Kayce, Katie, Jack, the show is over.
Can't wait to see you in 3D, Brandon.
See you Monday.